1-877-CARS for kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now.
1-877-CARS for kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Free consultations, no fee guarantees, 5-star reviews. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains the importance of going beyond these familiar offerings.
Accident victims want an attorney, Tom, that satisfies their needs. Someone who handles those needs with the highest degree of care. Pendergast Law offers the no-fee guarantees and free consultations, but these only scratch the surface.
Okay, explain more.
We make sure that every member of our team is genuinely passionate about helping others. Customer service and communication are our top priority. It's how we take care of our clients so they always feel one step ahead of the insurance companies. Our strong reputation for high standards provides comfort and confidence when it's needed most.
Pendergast Law offers the free consultations, the no-fee guarantees, and of course, they are 5-star rated. But what really makes them different is their genuine passion for helping others. I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
That's PendergastLaw.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Get Off My Lawn coming your way in 15. Before we get to it, it's time to head to the station for Hype Train, so here we go. First one in. Guardians and Tigers are the first of 3 playoff games today. Win and in for all 3 of these teams. This one starts at noon, so we'll find out between probably 2 and 3 p.m. who the Mariners are going to be facing on Saturday. The Guardians pull off a comeback and advance to play the Mariners in the ALDS. That is your first Hype Train bump.
You got, who's on the mound? You got Flaherty today. Who's the other guy? Slade? How you say his last name,
Ciccone.
Curtis? Ciccone. Just because of that last name, he's going to get it done. I know nothing about the guy, but I'm rocking with Vogt, man. Even though I want the Detroit Tigers to win from my dad, you know, he needs this in his life right now. But I think I'm going to go with the Guardians and say Ciccone gets it done. I used to wear Sauconys back in the day.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, you know what those are, Sauconys?
No, I don't.
Maybe you call them Sauconys. You don't remember those shoes?
Oh, the like running shoes?
Yeah. I had like 10 of those, so I think Saucony's gonna get it done.
Sauconys.
Did you wear those, Curtis?
I did not, but I know what you're talking about.
Shoes?
Yeah.
I don't know what
They were
this
hot.
is.
The
in high
logo
school
is
for
like
like
3
2 years.
dots.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I don't remember these in particular, but they look like a standard sneaker from, what, early 2000s?
It's kind of like New Balance.
Yeah. I still wear New Balance.
Well, they're in now.
Curtis, yeah, they're cool now. Curtis, the Guardians pull off a comeback in advance to play the Mariners in the ALDS. Again, Tigers Guardians is today at noon.
Well, my mind is telling me no. But my body is telling me yes. I think the Guardians win it. Yes. I think the Guardians advance. This is me simply just being a Mariners homer, and I want to see the Guardians over the Tigers. So, yeah, it's going to happen.
I'm going to do the same thing, you guys. And spoiler alert, I'm probably going to do it for the next train, too, because I want the Guardians to advance. They don't hit the ball out of the infield a ton. They have good pitching, but I don't think either of these teams is as good as the Mariners are right now. But I do like the Mariners' chances a little bit better when they don't have to face Tarek Skubal. I'm with you. I'll aboard that one. Next train in. The Yankees are bounced from the playoffs tonight by the Red Sox. Again, this game, unlike the last 2 days, the last of the playoff slate today.
You know what? I think every now and then you need to be humble. You know, and there was a time where I used to play my son in video games and tell him, you'll never beat me. I used to look him in his eyes and say, you will never beat me.
Tough.
And then there came a
and
day.
he was 5.
There came a day where he beat me. And then he returned the favor and said, Dad, you will never beat me. So you need to be humble sometimes. And I think the New York Yankees fans, even though they've been humble for a long time now, not winning a championship, they're going to be humbled because Connolly Early is on the mound. Okay, he's a left-hander if you didn't know that. He is going to get her done, and the Yankees are bounced. They out this thing.
Curtis, the Yankees are bounced from the playoffs tonight by the Red Sox. Bump is boarding. He said Early's getting it done late against New York.
Bars.
Are you boarding this one?
I so want to see the Yankees lose. Oh, it would be incredible.
What happened to willing it, Curtis, with your body?
Well, my body
And your mind.
Yeah, my body and my mind. I wish they were in sync right here.
Just put the pinstripes on now.
No,
Curtis.
I'm not rooting for the Yankees. Trust me, I want to see the Red Sox win, but I mean, they're starting a rookie who got called up in September in an elimination game. That is a big ask of any pitcher, let alone a guy who I don't think can grow a beard yet. So I am going to, unfortunately, not board this train. I think the Yankees get it done tonight. But go Red Sox, go, as I always say.
Well, you know what I have to say to that, Curtis?
What do you have to say?
I can't grow a beard either, and I know how to get it done. Bump right here. Put her there. High five. Red Sox are beating the Yankees. Let's do it for the beardless.
Let's do it.
And the rookies. Next up. Seahawks will still be tied for first in the NFC West after Sunday. As a reminder, the 49ers and Rams face off tonight. That also includes the Seahawks beating the Bucks.
Yeah, and the Bucks are banged up, man. Irving looks like he might not play. We shall see. Baker Mayfield, he's going to play, but he's been banged up as well. And I'm watching film on this team, and they don't really want to push the ball down the field. Like the Bucks don't want to do that. Yards after the catch is crazy. We'll see if Imawari is going to be back, but I'm feeling what the Seahawks are doing. I think the matchup is going to be good. They're going to be able to get after the quarterback, rushing forward. Baker's playing some decent ball right now, but I believe in the Seahawks. So, yes, they will be tied because it's going down.
Seahawks still tied for first in the NFC West after Sunday, which involves, I think, a 49ers loss, right? And then a Seahawks win.
49ers are going...
Curtis.
Yeah. Either way, somebody's going to be 4-1 after tonight between the Rams and Niners. I'm boarding this train. I think the Seahawks get the job done on Sunday against the Bucks, move to 4-1. I would much rather have the 49ers win tonight to keep them 4-1, have the Rams at 3-2 so that they can, I guess, have a tougher road ahead of them. But, yeah, I think the Seahawks get it done. 49ers get it done. Things are looking up.
Whoever picked the Cardinals to finish above the Seahawks?
We had somebody on who did.
Who?
I forgot who it was.
Well,
but,
they're wrong.
I think it was, I don't know, our Fox Sports guy.
No, not Eric.
Eric Williams?
Eric.
I don't know.
No.
Eric was gassing him up.
We got to contact Eric and ask him.
Was it Herm
what if-
Edwards, maybe?
Herm was gassing him up too.
Yeah.
I feel like
Biased with Herm.
everyone we spoke to preseason was gassing the Cardinals up.
Because we didn't know yet. It was a mirage.
Mirage.
We weren't sure what was happening. Yes, the Seahawks will still be tied for first in the NFC West on Sunday because I think they are beating the Bucks. So, yeah, all aboard this one. Next up, you know when you put your trash can out the night before garbage day? Which for the place I used to live in was Friday was garbage day. So I would come home from work, grab the garbage can to wheel it in. You open it up to make sure the garbage is taken out. And what's this? What is this? Someone threw dog poo in the bottom of my garbage can. I can't reach it. My arms are too short. So now there's just a bag of dog poo in the bottom of my garbage can that's going to be squished by my garbage and will stay there forever. This is your hype train. It is bad etiquette. Bad manners to put your dog poop in someone's garbage can.
It's actually being responsible
Is
because
it?
you're walking your dog.
Take it to another garbage can.
And you're picking up the poop.
Garbage cans at
and
the
you're
park.
getting rid of it.
Nope. You're making it my
I
problem.
see nothing
Did they
wrong
not
with
bag their dog poop?
No, they did. But what
Okay.
I'm saying is, this is where the controversy I know comes from. What I'm saying is that even if first of all, how'd you get it in the can if you didn't bag it?
Wow.
Would you hold your dog over it? That's weird. Did you just
This raw
hand
dog
it raw? Yeah. No.
In a true sense.
No, I'm talking about you did responsibly bag up the poo.
It's fine.
It's not fine.
It is fine.
It's annoying.
I get to have an opinion here. It's hype train.
No.
Okay?
No.
It's fine.
It's bad etiquette. Okay, Bump is not boarding that train. I don't know why. Curtis, you can't throw your dog's poop in someone's residential garbage can. It is in front of their house. It's not their dog. It's not their poop. Are you boarding this train?
The only issue I ever have with people throwing stuff away in my garbage cans is if whatever it is that they throw away makes my garbage can overflow, because then I get a fine
Oh, that's
of like
deeply rude.
$10 or whatever.
Yeah.
But anything else, if it doesn't overflow the can, I don't have a big issue with, especially if it's garbage night. Like if it's the last.
No. I'm
like
saying
you're not even going to
it's a
see
fresh
it for the next
can.
day.
No, it's a fresh can.
Fresh can. So
you're
that'd be
going to
my
bring in your
Tuesday.
garbage can and you look
Stacy,
down. Let's say
you know
there's
what you're being
2
right
or
now?
3. Don't you say
Uh-oh.
it.
You're being
No, I'm
it.
not.
Yes, you
no,
are.
I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm going to call the garbage manager and I'm going to say, "Excuse me.
Starts
Hi."
with a K.
Oh no.
Ends in an errand.
You can't throw your dog poop in someone else's garbage can. I'm standing by it. I used to live right by Green Lake, so I would go out there. There would be like 3, 4, 5 bags on a Friday when I'm like, this was
5
just
bag Friday?
emptied. That's what I'm saying. This
How
was
does
just
it-
emptied.
how does it affect your
Because
life
the
at
problem,
all?
I'll tell you, because I have experience with this. I have 12 years of this happening. What happens is these are huge garbage cans. Your garbage gradually adds up and then they empty it. And sometimes, this is going to be graphic, those bags burst and then it stays at the bottom of your garbage can. I know the garbage can's outside, but I find it gross.
Okay.
Do you get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. It just doesn't bother
It becomes my problem now. I'm not your dog's parent.
me. It doesn't affect you
Yes,
at
it
all.
does. I want my garbage can clean. You don't understand my OCD. You don't understand the degree to which this can escalate. I don't like things that don't belong there to be there.
All right.
The text line is not with me on
Hey,
this
no,
one.
there's one that's with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
425. Stacy, I'm 100% with you. Thank you so much. 206. Totally agree, Stacy. Don't use other people's garbage cans. Just don't in general.
Hey, we got some Kevins and some Karens on this on this deal right now.
Stop. Bump is back, and he's got a rant to get off his chest. That's coming up next on your Home for the Mariners Pennant Push, Seattle Sports, and the Seattle Sports app.
The Guardians take Game 2 of the best of 3 wild card series over the Tigers.
And Naylor serves one in the air. Deep to right field. 3-run homer.
Today, it's a do-or-die Game 3 between the Tigers and Guardians. Awaiting the winner,
Here comes Cal Raleigh. Everybody on their feet.
Game 1 of the American League Division Series, Saturday at T-Mobile Park.
Let's go.
On the home of your AL West champion Mariners, Seattle Sports. Hear every game live on the Seattle Sports app.
Matt Coker here with West Coast Men's Health. In the past 5 years, we've seen thousands of men at our clinics. Most guys tell us the same story, that in their early 50s, it's not that they couldn't function, they just needed help. They started taking Viagra, and it worked great at first. But after a few years, it stopped working. The problem is that their arteries had become more restricted since they started taking it, because Viagra does not unclog arteries. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we use acoustic wave therapy to target the real problem. We break down plaque and clear up the arteries so blood can flow like it did in your 20s. This restores function. And guys, listen to this. You won't have to take a pill anymore. So if this sounds like you, give West Coast Men's Health a call today and see how we can help.
With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. That's 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
Protect your home and auto by bundling them with Progressive, and you'll have a little less to worry about. But we know you'll find other things to worry about. Like that text you just got from your boss. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Oh, hey, call me when you get a sec. Yeah, this is bad. Oh, well, at least you protected your home and auto with Progressive, so you don't have to worry about that. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Contractors and heavy equipment operators, get ready for a big one. The James D. Murphy Company brings you the huge Marysville Heavy Equipment, Contractors Equipment, Trucks, and Vehicles online auction. And bidding is underway now. On the auction block, 10 excavators, including a 2021 Komatsu PC88MR and a 2018 Komatsu PC238, a 2017 Komatsu WA320-8 wheel loader, a 2003 John Deere 770 OCH motor grader, plus 4 backhoes, 3 reach lifts, and 4 boom lifts. There's 5 dump trucks, including a 2015 Peterbilt 367 Super Solo and 2 Western Star quad-axle roll-off trucks, and much more. Preview all equipment Tuesday, October 7th and Wednesday, October the 8th, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at our Marysville yard, 3803 136th Street Northeast in Marysville. Get all details now at murphyauction.com. That's murphyauction.com.
Now is your time to get into a new D.R. Horton home by taking advantage of its National Red Tag Sales event this Saturday, October 4th through October 19th. Stop by any of its participating communities and find select Red Tag homes at incredible pricing. So whether you're buying your first home or looking for an upgrade, you don't want to miss the Red Tag Sales event starting this Saturday. Discover the D.R. Horton difference at drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder and equal housing opportunity builder.
Headed outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nellie on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on seattlesports.com.
Ryan Roland Smith here. For more than 35 years, the NBA Health Insurance Trust has been helping local builders, contractors, and their employees save money and gain peace of mind. They offer customized group health plans from the state's leading insurance providers. Small and mid-sized businesses deserve big healthcare access. The NBA Health Trust brings you the coverage you want at a price you can trust. Find out more at mbahealthtrust.com. That's mbahealthtrust.com.
When your outside matches how you feel on the inside, that's kindness. And so I think that is the one thing that the Lee Johnson Auto family encourages us, is to be like really authentic and really be intentional in how we treat our customers and how we treat each other.
To have a good company, have a good culture, have a good crew that takes care of your customer base, you have to take care of your crew. You can't have miserable people and expect them to give a customer a good experience.
Walking in here, meeting some of the employees already before I was even hired on, welcoming me in, gave me a good indication what this company was all about. So if I were to make an hour and a half drive here and to have fun here for 8 to 9 hours a day versus if it's the other way around, then I'll take it.
It's not a script. It's a belief. The LJ Way is the Lee Johnson Auto family.
It's the World Fighting Championships at Emerald Queen Casino Event Center, Saturday night, October 25th. Experience the thrill and excitement of high-energy mixed martial arts. Tickets at emeraldqueen.com. Don't miss this amazing professional mixed martial arts event, the World Fighting Championships, October 25th at Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest. 21 and older, need gambling help? Call 800-547-6133 or visit emeraldqueen.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Back to the Mariners in 15 minutes. Right now, Bump is back, and while normally we do this at 10:45, I'm so glad we could do it today, Thursday, at 10:45, because you've got 3 things to get off your chest for Get Off My Lawn. Bump, what's driving you crazy this week?
I'm a man. I'm 40. First off, the text lines have turned on me.
Oh, I love
They are in full support of your argument.
I've created an army
of the poop situation.
of people who understand.
Me personally, it just doesn't bother me. So I guess that's where I'm coming from. Throw your poop in my trash.
I think it's also the context of, I don't live there anymore, but living in Green Lake, important context because it is right across the street from a park where there are dozens of public trash cans.
I think it's because I live.
So putting it in a residential can is
I
a
live
choice.
in a suburban neighborhood.
Sure,
you know?
it's just residential
So
trash
it's like
cans.
we all play HOAs. You know, go ahead and dump in it. But
No,
anyway.
if you're leaving it in my garbage can, that was a choice you made.
All right. Well, Stacy, the people got you.
Thank you.
All right. Let's get into this. One, Fernando Cruz showed a lot of emotion after he got that out to end the inning, and I'm all for it, man. I'm like, heck yeah, man. You got me hyped up. I usually don't see that from baseball
All of a sudden,
players.
you're with the Yankees.
You
Let's
know,
go.
All right. My first ball cap was a Yankee cap. You know what I'm saying? Here's what I'm saying. Don't trip when someone goes yard and they pimping on you, though. Like, if you're going to be all hyped like that, when someone goes yard, I'm tired of these catchers staring them down, meeting them at home plate, first baseman looking at them all crazy. If you're going to show that emotion, don't be mad when somebody goes yard. And I wish, I don't want like Savannah Banana type stuff. You know, it's a little silly, you know, but I'm all for the raw emotion. As long as your energy is directed towards your dugout and your people, I'm all for it. I was hyped. I love seeing raw emotion, man. Like when people get emotional talking about sports, they're crying, whether they're happy or hyped. I'm for it. It shows that you are a human being and you're feeling something in that moment. Fernando Cruz, I'm all right. I'm with you. Just don't get mad. All right, if you see the Mariners, all right, and you get someone like JP staring down one of them things and with the pipping it out. So, yeah, just don't be mad. I'm just saying I'm all for emotion, but it has to go both ways.
Okay, what's next?
All right.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
I'm tired of 6'7". I'm tired of it. 6'7". You don't know the kids. I'm so tired of it.
6'7".
It is taking over my timeline. It's taking over my algorithm. I'm so tired of 6'7". I don't even know what it means. Okay, and that's me showing my age there because every time I see it now, I just get frustrated.
Safe space.
I
safe
see
space.
it. I hear it. I get frustrated. I saw one of these memes when someone's at In and Out and they're announcing the number 6'7", and then the kids are going crazy. I'm like, why are you guys going crazy? I just don't get it, and it makes me angry. I don't even want to get it. That's the thing. I can understand like if I were invested in it and I don't want to learn about it. I don't care. I don't care about it. I'm tired of seeing it. Children, stop saying it. It's making me mad. And yeah, I'm done with that.
6'7".
6'7". What?
There's a whole, I would say 90% of people listening still have no idea what that is, and that's okay. All you need to know is it's annoying. It's this thing that I would say Gen Alpha and then some Gen Z, but like even younger than a 20-year-old.
And can we give them another
Teenagers.
name? Gen Alpha? I don't like that. You're not better than anybody.
Oh, dang. You're ready to call them Gen Beta?
Gen Beta, something. You ain't been through nothing. I'll call you Alpha when you're like 30 and you've lived life for a little bit. But 6'7",
Someone said it's just from a song.
Is it? What song?
What song?
I need to hear it.
Yeah.
Educate
or was the
me.
song created after 6'7"? I don't know. What's last?
All right, last one.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
East Coast bias is real.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely real.
Uh-oh, Curtis.
Yesterday, we saw Aaron Judge hit a ball into left field, okay? The left fielder, clearly dropped the dang ball.
I know, that's right.
Judge gets to first base.
Yep.
He's celebrating like he did something. Sir, you hit it to a player.
Tell
he
him.
dropped the ball.
Tell
I
him.
go to the box score. There is no E7.
Nope.
That is an E7. What are we doing? All right, I get it. Aaron Judge, he's the greatest hitter of all time.
let's give him a hit.
MVP. Give him a hit. No, Aaron Judge is not clutch, okay? Prove to me. Aaron, you got to be clutch. And that right there is going to pad your stats and make people believe that you performed in that game. When they needed you, you struck out. Now, this is me just campaigning for Cal right now, okay? When they needed you the most, Aaron Judge, you struck out. And then they give you a janky hit. That is a E7. Stop celebrating on first base like you did something because you didn't. I'm not hating on you, Aaron. You're a great ball player. You're going to be a Hall of Famer. Okay, I get all that. But right now, I'm campaigning for my guy, California Raleigh is what my kids call him, all right? So, yeah, E7. Go fix that right now.
I always say that. Cauliflower Raleigh.
Cauliflower. California.
Calculator Raleigh.
I like the calculator.
Yeah.
I like that.
Calcium. No, you're exactly right. I thought it was an error. I thought it would be scored as an error.
Yes.
And again, like no one is arguing that the entire MVP thing is being warped with people making it seem as though the bulk of Mariners fans are arguing that Cal is a better hitter than Aaron Judge. I have not heard a single person argue that Cal is a better hitter than Aaron Judge. I have heard the vast majority of Seattle fans argue that Cal is a more valuable player to his team.
That he
a
is.
Complete holistic
You know
player.
who came through clutch last night? Wells. Not Aaron Judge. Wells.
Yeah.
Wells came through clutch.
Rice for a minute, too.
Rice. Come on, Volpe.
Jazz.
Great play at second base.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man.
Yeah, it's, again, absolutely elite player. One of the best I've ever seen in my life.
Facts.
That was an error.
That was an
error.
Siete.
Someone's giving you some advice on the 6'7" thing.
Okay, all right.
They said bump, and I actually think this is true. I think this is a good point. You can't get mad at kids using lingo. That just gives them power. Use 6'7" against them to make them stop. So you know what you have to do.
I can't do it.
You know what you have to do, Bump.
I can't do it.
You have to do it. 6-7. Is that how they say it? I need to ask my Gen Z kings and queens. All right. Is yesterday's update good news or bad news for Brian Wu? Let's ask Ryan Rowland-Smith next on your home for the Mariners pennant push, Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
Celebrating 50 years of Seahawks football.
Number 54, Bobby Wagner, linebacker, one of the finest of his generation. He set just about every tackling record that can be set. He was the heart and soul of one of the best defenses to ever play in the National Football League.
The Seahawks go for a 4th straight win, hosting Tampa Bay Sunday before the 12s. Kickoff at 1:05, pregame at 10 a.m.
On the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Imagine homes so well designed and so luxurious, they'll be setting the standard for decades. You're imagining a Mainview home. Now imagine a Mainview home on sale, saving $50,000 to $120,000.
Isn't that what Brett and Amy bought? Yeah, it's a Mainview, and they saved a bundle. What are you doing? Looking at the Mainview website. It's now or never.
What's better than a Mainview home? A Mainview home on sale. Mainview communities across the Puget Sound.
Have you considered surgery or even joint replacement? Hey, it's Dave Wyman, and before you make that decision, see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. Why? Because he gives it to you straight. Dr. Wagner said my right knee needs replacement, and I appreciate his honesty and expertise. My left knee is fine right now, but the minute it isn't, I'm heading to Dr. Wagner for his expert opinion. I want to avoid another surgery, and I've heard so many patients rave about results from their 90-minute outpatient stem cell procedure with Dr. Wagner. He's a board-certified Seattle physician with over 30 years of experience and has performed more than 20,000 stem cell procedures using a person's own stem cells to regenerate cartilage in their own joints. People with severe osteoarthritis, even bone on bone, are back doing what they enjoy without pain and without surgery. Whether it's a shoulder, hip, elbow, ankle, wrist, or knee, before choosing surgery, see Dr. Mark Wagner first. Go to drmarkwagnermd.com.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here for my friends at PCF Construction. It was a couple years ago. We were seeking a complete outdoor living space. Molly wanted a new deck. She wanted to really make our outdoor space pop. And boy, am I glad we called PCF. Why? Because whether it's a very specific project or outdoor living, like an underdeck ceiling, deck, patio cover, railings, PCF has you completely covered. You know, Molly's an interior designer. She knows construction. She knows attention to detail. And PCF, they checked every single box along the way. And right now is the time to make the call. Up to $6,000 off your project, plus no payments and no interest until 2027. And you can save an extra $1,500 when you bundle your deck with a patio cover. Find all the offer details, get project ideas, and browse photos at pcfgroup.com or simply call today at 425-629-8476. That's 425-629-8476. PCFgroup.com.
And now, Tales of Another Way. You've got your same old playlist, but another song about a breakup is just a downer. 2 minutes in your music app, and now you're groovin', man. Sometimes another way is the better way, like the new SR 509 Expressway, the alternate route that'll help manage congestion on I-5 and other local roads. It's tolling now, and you can save $2 per toll with a Good-to-Go pass. Get a free sticker pass at goodtogo509.com.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities, so do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio. Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
We will know who the Mariners will face in the ALDS later this afternoon, probably between 2 and 3 p.m. Guardians-Tigers starts at noon. Winner advances to Seattle. The Dodgers were the only team yesterday to advance out of the wild card series in 2 games. Red Sox-Yankees, Guardians-Tigers, and Cubs-Padres will all play a Game 3 today. Just the second time in MLB history that 3 winner-take-all playoff games are happening on one day.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross. Here we go now.
We're going to find out who the Mariners are facing in the ALDS later this afternoon because Guardians-Tigers is headed to a Game 3. That one starts at noon. Ryan Rowland-Smith joining us now on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. Ryan, is there a team between these two that matches up a little bit better with Seattle, or are you just kind of like, hey, they got to a Game 3 and that was the plan?
Well, I watched yesterday. Well, I actually called a game yesterday for MLB Europe over in New Jersey. Remotely, I did the Tigers and the Guardians. The whole time I'm sitting there just basically doing my own little scouting report while I'm trying to, call that game. But I'll be honest with you guys, the Detroit Tigers on Tarek Skubal, and he's not, I'm curious if he's available Game 1. If he was, if they were to win today, I kind of like the way they match up against the Tigers. And the reason I say that is because they just cannot, and I know, I kind of know why, but it's baffling. Get it done, execute with runners in scoring position. It is wild, man. Like the couple times yesterday watching that game, Tanner Bybee was not sharp at all, right? And the Tigers did a great job of waiting him out and getting in deeper counts. But he's going to run into a Logan Gilbert or whoever it is Game 1, and whoever it is Game 2, and they're going to be way more in the strike zone. They, number one, in regards to, getting runners on, getting them over and getting them in, execution is so bad right now. It is unbelievable. Whereas the Guardians, they didn't have a whole lot of base runners yesterday. The offense is so weak, but they do have some pitching that if you get down a couple runs, late in the game, that you can get in trouble. I just think, man, again, I'm not saying this is like going to be easy by any means because I still worry about, and we can get to it, the layoff, the days off. Mm-hmm. But I just think, man, if the Tigers come to Seattle, it's going to be an uphill battle for them, and they just match up so well against them. And I just don't see them doing a whole lot offensively at all.
What are your thoughts on just the bye? I know a bye is a great thing, right? You've earned it. You get to heal up. Some people are worried about them being rusty. How do you view this time off for the Mariners?
Yeah, I mean, I go back and forth, and you're really not going to know until like inning number 3, inning number 4 on Game 1. But I'm just the thing that I say concerns me a little bit is, look, baseball, whether you like it or not. I know Justin Hollander kind of argued with me a couple of days ago when I was doing Wyman and Bob, but momentum is a real thing, and having that vibe is a real thing in the clubhouse, in the dugout. I'll give you an example. Yesterday, the Guardians had a kid, DeLauder, in the first inning, first ever play in the big leagues. This kid's making his major league debut in the first inning. Ball comes right down his throat at center field. and bit of a sunball, he drops it. First ever ball he's ever received playing in center field. First game action, and he just drops it, boom. And then all of a sudden, Tanner Bybee comes out, strikes out the side in the first inning. And you see Tanner Bybee walk into the dugout and just kind of put his arms around him and say, hey, we're all good, kid. You know, like, it's okay. Those little moments, that's one example. Those little moments, man, I'm telling you, they just get those wheels turning, man. You cannot quantify it at all. The Mariners right now are sitting there, you know, with Ichiro Suzuki playing right field and having a good time, you know, playing these scrimmages and whatnot. I know they're getting after it, and it's not their fault, man. There's nothing you can really do. But, man, I'm telling you, like, it comes at you quick. I say all that, but on the flip side, I think these guys have been reminded enough, even those last 3 games of the season, about the halting in momentum and some of that chemistry and energy and everything else when you go and rock up, scrimmage, get your quote-unquote work in, and then go home. I think there's enough of a reminder with this team to say, look, you guys, it's going to come at you quick, game 1. And so when I see that, if they were rolled into this saying, yeah, we're killing it, we won the AL West, awesome, and pitching's good, our offense is all good, and they kind of came into it thinking that they're going to be okay coming from the last game of the season or that last series against the Rockies, let's be honest, because they didn't do a whole lot against the Dodgers into this series. Yeah, okay, it would be tough. I don't care who you're facing. But I think there's enough of a reminder there and enough of a Bobby Magianas or a Kevin Seitzer who have been through this multiple times and have all of a sudden gotten hit by a freight train in Philadelphia, for example, to know that, hey, look, enough of a reminder to say, look, you have to get your head around the fact that it's going to come at you quick game 1 and just to be ready.
I'm glad that you mentioned the coach's experience with that, including with teams that had the bye and then struggled. So it's really good to kind of have that hindsight to look back at, like, okay, what didn't we do right? When it comes to the players, you have a group that has playoff experience this time around as opposed to one that had very limited or no experience in 2022. Have you had a chance to talk to players about what it means to have been there? I know it was sweeping the Blue Jays in a wild card and then getting swept by Houston, but still it's something for a team that in 2022 was ending a 20-year drought.
Yeah, it's something. It's also, let's not forget, beyond the playoffs, going back to last year, year before that, you miss out by a game or 2. They've also got last month of the season pushing towards the playoff experience. And what I mean by that is you've got enough of that disappointment that you didn't get, all to October, and Cal Rowley's been very vocal about that. But you've got a core group of guys who have gone from a 2022 playoff experience where how magnified that one play or that one decision of who you're bringing out of the bullpen, that one pitch, in a 2-strike count, how magnified that is. They've experienced that and they've observed it from the dugout even to the year after, we want to make the playoffs again. They didn't. The next year, having that grind to try and play catch up in the month of September, I think all that helps as well. So it definitely helps. Look, you're coming up against some teams that have really been in the thick of it. A lot more. Coming off the Tigers or the Guardians last year. They had a series last year. They matched up in 2024. Now all of a sudden they're coming in the same group of guys in 2025. So you're coming up against some of that, but yeah, it definitely does help. And I think too, you go from a very different Logan Gilbert, a very different Cal Rowley in the way they were back when they were, first taste of the playoffs. You go back, a couple of years later, George Kirby, same thing. J.P. Crawford, I'll throw him in that too. They are just different human beings from that year. And they've been through a lot, and they've been through a lot together. So you throw in, you can say, look, they're only in the playoffs. They got swept by Houston, beat the Blue Jays in the wild card series, yes. But since that moment, you've got years of being around each other, being through disappointment, being through the highs and lows. And I think that speaks volumes in regards to how they're going to approach this first game of ALDS.
Hey, how concerned are you with the Wu situation, and how would you handle that if you were to skip?
Man, it's a tough one. And I said this the minute – see, this is a tough injury. It's not one of these all in or all out. And what I mean by that is, like, okay, if he finished that 5 innings and came out of the game in Houston and all of a sudden there's something seriously wrong, okay, that's one thing, super disappointing. But if it was something like, hey, the next day, like, hey, I'm all good, I'm fine, and then he was back on the horse throwing bullpens, much better situation, but he's kind of stuck in between. And what I mean by that is once you get to the ALDS, he's going to be looking at 2 weeks of no game action. That's a lot, man. That's significant. And I don't care how many bullpen sim games or whatever you do, it's not the same as pitching for real. And we know with Brian Wu, man, he was in that from April to September in that groove of pitch, bullpen, get ready for the next start, and off he went, 6+ innings every time. He was in that nice little rhythm. Now, all of a sudden, this is the first time in a long time he hasn't had the same rhythm or build-up from bullpen into start that he's had. So it's a little concerning. And then the way it looks like it's shaping up, it looks like he could be a guy who's going to be on the road, which is even tougher too. And so it definitely is concerning. Now, I say all that, and I went into that Houston series when he pitched that game 1, and I said the last little, I'm not going to call it a test, but little add to the resume is, okay, how does he deal with this that's in front of him right now? I'm talking about that Astros series. How does he respond? And when you watch a good hour and a half of Brian Wu in those first 5 innings, he got in trouble one time. There was other times where he could have gotten in trouble, and he just has that ability to slow the game down. And he surprised me. I'm not saying he couldn't do it before, but it was amazing. He was so good, and it surprised me in a good way. I remember talking to his dad, like, man, that was like the last check mark for Brian Wu, beyond all the All-Star and the 6+ innings and the I'm healthy for 6 months. That pitching in that environment, what was on the line, and how he could just take that extra breath and slow down. So I say all this concerning 2 weeks plus, but man, the guy surprises me every time he pitches. So I wouldn't be surprised now if you go into game 3, game 4, Brian Wu's back, and you could be on a 75, 80 pitch mark. And let's get real too, man. If you've been watching these playoff games, there is just the panic button all over the map, dude. Watching Dylan Cease yesterday and watching the Padres take him out the way they did, even Tanner Bybee yesterday getting him taken out early. So I think that with all that being said, I won't be surprised if he goes out and dominates, but it's 2+ weeks of throwing bullpens and getting over a pec issue, which you don't want to have in the back of your mind when you're going out for that start.
Now, Brian may very well be your answer to the first part of this question, Ryan, but what's your biggest question for the Mariners entering into the ALDS, and what gives you the most confidence that they can power through to the ALCS?
Biggest question is, how do they bridge from and I'm not speculating here, Logan Gilbert is going to be pitching away from contact, like period. He's been doing that all in a regular season. Imagine him in a playoff game when the infield's in and there's a runner at third base. The pitch count's going to be lofty. Let's say he pitches, I don't know, they haven't announced it, game 1 or game 2. How do you bridge that? The biggest question I have is, can this middle of the pack bullpen, in regards to the guys that when I say middle of the pack, 6th, 7th, 8th inning, Bizzardo, I'll throw Gabe Spire in there. They've been so impressive. Vargas. How do they bridge that gap to get to Munoz in a series like this? Because they are going to be doing some seriously heavy lifting. And so that's my biggest question. Now, on the flip side, I'm watching these Tigers and this Guardians team play, and I'm just kind of putting inputting the Mariners lineup into certain situations of the game. And I do that, like, as the game's gone on yesterday, I'm calling that game for a bunch of Europeans on the BBC over at MLB Network in the studio. But I'm sitting there watching it, and I'm sitting, okay, now, who's coming up right now? Okay, the 6 hole's coming up in this situation. Okay, that's a Polanco. Imagine having Polanco in this situation, because I'm watching some, whoever it was with the Guardians just punch out. I'm like, oh my God, like, how different is this lineup? So I think the biggest thing is going to be the team has to score early. I'm telling you, when you have an offense that they have going up against the Guardians or the Tigers, the offense just, I'm telling you, just from what I've seen, especially in the last month or so, it's just not even close to the depth. Put up runs early. Who is going to beat you with that 3-run homer? There are so many threats. You have to you are going to thump this team in regards to the offense. The offense has to. I'll be honest with you, the offense has to carry it. But the biggest question is going to be the middle of that bullpen.
Ryan, for the first time yesterday, I'm watching these games. And obviously you got the Dodgers, who have a heck of a roster, the Yankees as well. But I'm watching the game, and I'm thinking for the first time, like, all right, I really think the Mariners can hang with these guys. Like, I'm looking at bat for bat, the rotation. talent-wise, where do you think they stack when we look at the teams in the playoffs right now?
Yeah, I'm with you. This, again, and throw in 2022, throw in any of these rosters they've had and up against, like, for example, you miss out in the AL West. The Mariners have had some good teams last couple of years, but nothing compares to this offense. And when you stack it up against some of the other, I'll be honest with you, the most talented team is the other team that's got the bye, the Blue Jays, in my opinion. The bullpens was inconsistent. They went through this streak where no one could get an out. Then all of a sudden they figured it out. But man, they've got some good offense, depending on what happens with Bichette as well. But beyond that, when you look top to bottom, this lineup is so deep. And again, going back to the fact that you have a Canzone that somehow is starting to not surprise me anymore, especially hitting lefties, hitting with 2 strikes. You've got a Robles down the bottom who can be such a dynamic player. You've got the plate discipline, JP. Polanco, who, by the way, look what his numbers he's doing with 2 strikes. All those things build up to give you that situation where you put a pitcher on the ropes with 2 runners on, and they're in a 2-0, 2-1 count because their heart rate's through the roof, and that's where that 3-run home run comes. So this lineup, honestly, stacked up against any of these, on the American League side, any of these rosters, I mean, they're up there. It stacks up as opposed to years in the past. And then the starting pitching, man, I'm sorry, but watching some of these rotations you're rolling out into the playoffs, man, they're going to Band-Aid some of these up. So they're in a really good place right now to have a good run. They just have to get through this. They just have to build that momentum quick and put up runs quickly in game 1.
I don't mean to keep you late, but before we let you go, speaking of that side of the bracket, do you see a world where the Red Sox can take one and advance here from the Yankees?
Yeah, okay, you had Garrett Crochet and then Chapman in that game 1, which was huge. I am a little concerned in regards to with the Red Sox over the Yankees, just because of, honestly, because the starting pitching is going to be interesting, and I think they're going to be a short leash. Obviously, it's an elimination game for both teams, but a situation where who is going to step up in regards to the pitching side, because offensively, there's enough thump in both these teams. But looking at that side of the bracket, I was kind of shocked that, not shocked, but I wouldn't say shocked, when Crochet got in that rhythm, it was over. I was kind of shocked when Max Fried came out early, to be honest with you, because you're up against Garrett Crochet, man. You need to be like, we can't start messing around with the middle of this bullpen pack, because that's where your weak link is. So if a situation comes down now where you can get to the middle part of that Yankees bullpen, the Red Sox 100% can get through.
He is Ryan Rowland-Smith. As a reminder, Ryan's Weekly Visit is brought to you by Eastside Weight Loss Clinic. Thanks, Ryan.
Thanks, Ryan.
Thanks, guys.
Let's get to 4 Down territory.
This is 4 Down territory, going inside the game. What former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
First down, Bump. Is there any benefit from Ashton Genty going back to his old stance, which, by the way, I love?
He went back to the Michael Myers stance. And Pete Carroll's backing him up. He said, I love it.
I do too.
And I'm trying to figure out, like, what is the benefit from that? Obviously, you want your athletes to be comfortable, and that's what he says. I'm just comfy back there like that. But for me, I'm like, the benefit is he can see the box better, right? When you're in a running back stance, traditional running back stance, 2-point stance, hands on your knees, you're bent over, I'm sure you can still see the box, but if visually, if it pleases him, then you got to let him do his thing. I mean, he ran for 1 billion yards doing exactly that. And I don't see the knock on. I think there's people, when you see something different, you start to challenge it a little bit. When I was in college, our stance were so low. It was so low, it was uncomfortable. And as I got older, I started to rise up a little bit, and I started playing better because I just felt more comfortable. So, yeah, let him do his thing. But if there's any benefit, mentally he's in a good place, and then maybe he could just see the box a bit better and kind of anticipate what's going on.
If anyone has no idea, please just Google Ashton Genty stance or, like, Michael Myers stance. I love it.
It's so nonchalant.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Second down. How do you think the Hawks should attack the Bucks defensively?
Man, watching film on the Bucks, if you play a lot of zone against them, they will pick you apart. They're going to run some of the same concepts over and over and over again. I call it, well, in some offices, it's called a spacing concept. So what they'll do is they'll motion a guy. He's going to run a flat. The number 2 receiver is going to run like a 5 to 6 yard stop, and then the other guy's going to push you deep to hold the safeties. And they're going to hit the flat most of the time. So if you're playing in that cover 3, they're trying to out-leverage you. They're trying to put that flat defender in a bind and say, all right, are you going to jump on this little 5 to 6 yard route, or are you going to fly to the flat? And the Baker Mayfield does a great job sorting that out. So if I am the Seahawks this week, I'm going a lot of man. I want to go man. Now, you don't necessarily have to send pressure. Typically, when you run man, you send some pressure. They've been getting pressure this rushing forward, but I think you got to man up a lot this week. We'll see who's available and who's healthier now. We got to wait for the injury report. Maybe that determines how they play, the Bucs. But I'm going more man than usual against these guys. Make them be route runners, and then this third down is going to contradict all that.
Third down. Can't wait to hear it then. What's your biggest concern for the Seahawks this weekend?
The receivers for the Bucs are route runners. They are fast and they're route runners. I know Mike Evans is out, but you still got a Mecca in the gang over there. And I just appreciate the form of art, or the art of route running. They get to the top. They're snappy at the top. They're twitchy at the top. They're fast. The run after the catch is on point. That's my biggest concern is, all right, I'm telling you to go man, but now you got to go man against a core that I think is one of the best route runners that you've seen so far this year. And it's all about the run after the catch, yards after the catch. They're great there. So you got to be good tacklers this week. But, yeah, these are some route runners. Mecca, who's been trained by one of my good buddies since he was a kid, Courtney Taylor. Big ups to Courtney Taylor. Played football here for the Seahawks. Yeah, that's my biggest concern is that they are route runners. And they will get you at the top route. They will get you off your spot. They will snap it down. It's beautiful to watch.
What's the earliest you remember seeing someone's talent? Like someone that's since played in college or in the pros that, you know, either through your own training facility or maybe it was like a friend's kid or something. But like how young were they when talent becomes obvious?
Really middle school. I think once you hit about 7th grade, you start to get a little muscle on you and you're controlling your body. I remember seeing Emeka when he was like in 7th grade and thinking,
and you were like, yeah, he's different.
He's different. And then after Chisholm, who's with the Pages right now, him in 7th grade, and thinking, yeah, that dude is different. Quarterbacks, you can see it real early because you look at their parents and you're like, all right, he's going to be like 6'4". And then they just have the arm talent like in 5th grade. You're like, all right, he's got a chance. Easton went to Lake Stevens and played the league for a while. I saw that early. So, yeah, middle school, you can kind of start to sort it out, and then hopefully they fill out in high school.
But don't get too excited about your first grader's athletic ability is kind of what I'm hearing.
Parents, just have the orange slices ready and have some fun.
Focus on that. 4th down. What's a take you heard that you completely agree with?
I agree, and people are probably not going to agree with me. A.J. Brown put out a tweet. Pretty much he's frustrated that he's not getting his targets.
Oh, here we go.
All right, he's frustrated he's not getting his targets.
These diva receivers standing up for each other.
And then I heard, I forgot who was on ESPN, say, look, if your number one receiver isn't selfish, he's not a number one receiver. And I completely agree with that. You have to be selfish as a number one.
You're going back on the diva list.
It's crazy over here because our number one doesn't seem selfish. JSN doesn't put out those vibes. But I guarantee you, mentally, internally, he's thinking, give me the dang ball. I mean, he went a whole half without a target last week. I guarantee you he's thinking, give me the dang ball. If your number one receiver is not selfish in that way, there's a problem. If he's just, oh, it's okay, let everybody eat. No, I have to be the main focus. I think that it helps those guys. Now, if you're not a number one receiver, you're number 2, number 3, now you say, hey, everybody eat, I'm going to get my opportunity. So I agree with that. People might not like that, but if your number one receiver doesn't have some selfishness in him, there's a problem. Now it's about, do you project that or not?
Yeah.
I don't think Jason does that, but he has that in him.
I actually agree with you on this one. And while I like making fun of you for being a diva receiver who backs up other diva receivers, and while I frankly love tracking my divas in the NFL, like I'm actually very pro diva, and I do love charting it. I think you're exactly right. And I think in general, people underestimate the level of, not only underestimate the level of ego you need to have to succeed as a pro, but overestimate how toxic that can be. Sometimes ego just is what it is, and there are many people who can turn it off when they leave the field, or maybe turn it off when they retire and stop playing altogether. Or maybe they find that it isn't toxic towards other people, it's just them advocating for themselves. I feel like we try to make it seem like everyone should be like oh, I'd grab a beer with him tomorrow. And it's not that you couldn't grab a beer with AJ, but why are we acting like it's the worst thing on the planet for a player to have an ego? Yeah. You were the best kid at a D1 university, maybe went to or won a national championship. Then you get drafted in maybe the first, second round. Then you go be a starter for an NFL team. You're doing something that 99.999% of people don't. Yeah, you got to have an ego because you have millions of people tweeting at you, telling you're a bum for every drop pass or interception that you allow or don't get, depending on what your position is. Like, you have to believe that with yourself. I have to co-sign your take on this one. I have to co-sign you co-signing.
I co-sign the co-sign.
Yeah, it's unfortunately what I have to do. Let's see what's on tonight.
What's on tonight with Bump and Stacy, brought to you by Caesars Sportsbook at Muckleshoot. Now, here's what's on tonight.
Hawks Live is back tonight from 7 to 9 p.m. on Seattle Sports. Michael Bumpus and Ray Roberts are going to be joined in person by Seahawks tight end Elijah Arroyo. This is at Bellevue Square Center Court. It is a free event, and you have a chance to win some tickets to Week 5. So if you want to enter to win those tickets, make sure you're ready to go on Sunday. Big sports day on Sunday here. Plenty of people reacting to Shedeur Sanders' odd decision. That's coming up next on your home for the Mariners pennant push, Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
The Guardians take Game 2 of the best-of-3 wildcard series over the Tigers.
And Naylor serves one in the air. Deep to right field. Three-run homer.
Today, it's a do-or-die Game 3 between the Tigers and Guardians. Awaiting the winner.
Here comes Cal Raleigh. Everybody on their feet.
Game 1 of the American League Division Series. Saturday at T-Mobile Park.
Let's go!
On the home of your AL West champion Mariners, Seattle Sports. Hear every game live on the Seattle Sports app.
This is for all you guys on Viagra. ED pills are no longer needed. The brutal side effects like 4-hour headaches, blurred vision, and that flush feeling can all be put behind you with our treatment. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we have a better approach to ED. Acoustic wave therapy creates blood flow circulation by safely removing the plaque in your arteries and restoring function naturally. Guys, let me be clear. Pills will never fix your problem. Our equipment is the latest technology, and our medical staff is the best in the industry. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. If you suffer from ED or Peyronie's disease, give West Coast Men's Health a call today. It's not just about better health, it's about a better life.
With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. That's 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
After years of football and the injuries that go with it, my first thought was always go get surgery. Hey, it's Dave Wyman, but after a consultation with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine, my eyes were open to an alternative to surgery, and I'm talking about stem cell therapy. Well, and my buddy and co-host Bob Stelton, also in pain, and decided to go see Dr. Wagner.
I had a hip issue from 14 years of jiu-jitsu.
How's the pain now?
Everything I did before, I can do just as well. Hitting the heavy bag, sparring, rolling, all of that is back in play. This whole thing has been such a pleasant surprise because I really was of the mindset, I'm going to have to go under the knife. I'm going to have to get surgery. And this really saved me from that. I could not be happier with the results.
Whether it's a hip like Bob had, a shoulder, a knee, a wrist, an ankle, before you choose surgery, consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine.
Do it. You will not regret it.
Hey, get the facts, hear from all the patients I've talked to, and schedule your consultation at drmarkwagnermd.com.
Do you have a car you want to sell, but you just don't want to go through all the hassle? With all the scams and security risks out there, more and more people just aren't comfortable selling their own car. So how do you get the most money for your used car without having to sell it yourself? Stacy here with the answer. It's Wayscar Ford in Auburn. Not only will they purchase your car and pay you right up front for it, but it gets way better. Once they resell your old car, they share half that profit with you. The question I get most from friends and colleagues is, well, what's the catch? How can they offer this? It's actually super simple. All the money they save by not traveling to buy cars at auctions, like purchase fees, shipping, and travel expenses, is what allows them to offer this. They'd rather share that money they save with you rather than outside vendors. They encourage you to shop around, but look, if Wayscar Ford can pay the same or more as competitors and then share half their profit with you once they resell your car, why would you sell your car anywhere else? They've already shared over $800,000 with their customers, and it's only at Wayscar Ford. WayscarFord.com. Check them out today, WayscarFord.com.
I started Davis Law Group in 1994 to fight for the underdog. And as our team has grown, we've stayed true to that mission. Today, Davis Law Group is known for providing excellent service and even better results. Visit WashingtonAccidentBooks.com to get your free book on car accident law.
Open enrollment for Medicare is coming up. Are you ready? Herb Weisbaum, the Consumer Man here. Get organized early with a Medicare Jumpstart Toolkit from the Insurance Commissioner's Sheba program. Order your free copy today at insurance.wa.gov.
Heading outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nelly on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Well, I'm here with my good buddy, Dr. Dan Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine. And you've heard from Dr. Dan's patients over the years how a simple stem cell procedure has successfully conquered their pain. Well, folks, now it's my turn. After years of dealing with knee pain from all the football abuse, I can say my knee pain now is almost 100% gone. How'd you do it, Dr. Dan?
Well, Brock, personally, I'm very happy that you did so well. And your story is like so many of our other patients who come in, former athletes and non-athletes as well, who have come in with chronic knee pain, and they are looking for alternatives besides knee replacement surgery. And we're happy to provide this service. It's been truly a game changer for so many folks. It's just been a pleasure to be part of this.
Consider Dr. Nelson, the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques, including stem cell therapy. I was in and out with a couple of follow-ups. It's a non-surgical solution to pain using your own stem cells. Consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD at 425-823-4000 or visit danielnelsonmd.com. That's danielnelsonmd.com.
Contractors and heavy equipment operators, get ready for a big one. The James D. Murphy Company brings you the huge Marysville Heavy Equipment, Contractors Equipment, Trucks, and Vehicles online auction. And bidding is underway now. On the auction block, 10 excavators, including a 2021 Komatsu PC88MR and a 2018 Komatsu PC238, a 2017 Komatsu WA320-8 wheel loader, a 2003 John Deere 770 OCH motor grader, plus 4 backhoes, 3 reach lifts, and 4 boom lifts. There's 5 dump trucks, including a 2015 Peterbilt 367 Super Solo and 2 Western Star quad-axle roll-off trucks, and much more. Preview all equipment Tuesday, October 7th and Wednesday, October the 8th, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at our Marysville yard, 3803 136th Street Northeast in Marysville. Get all details now at murphyauction.com. That's murphyauction.com.
This is The Timeline
with Bump and Stacy.
Brought to you by 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
If you needed a reminder as to what Shedeur Sanders did the other day to cause a little bit of a stir this week in sports media, which again is simultaneously, I think, making his point and hurting his point, he was asked about the Browns' decision to play Dylan in place of him. With Flacco presumably as the backup. Flacco has not had a good start to the season, not surprising there, so Dylan Gabriel is your starter. Now, Dylan Gabriel was already second on the depth chart ahead of Sanders, and Rex Ryan, on whatever show Rex Ryan was on, I forget, said basically, like, he shouldn't be talking. Don't draw attention to yourself. You're a third rounder. So Shedeur, when he was interviewed by reporters, and this is a viral video, was miming his answers, not speaking, presumably as a kind of jab, like a bit of snark towards Rex Ryan. We get it, completely understand the point. He's not wrong in that no matter what he says, someone's going to tear it apart. I personally think it was not the most mature thing to do, and Rex Ryan's point puts him in a place where no matter what he does, he loses. And I think the best thing to do is to say nothing. But some people disagree with me.
Here's
before I get to what Stephen A. said.
As a consumer, I thought it was funny. If that were my son or my quarterback, I would say, hey, man, just be a professional, answer the question. If I am one of those journalists, they're clearly fishing for something. They want to get something out of it because he has shown that he will give you something to write about. So there's like a dance that's going on. I think that he should have just answered the questions, give them the generic answer, and just get out of that situation.
Yeah, because what people are trying to prove, and the reason that there's conversation about you, in addition to being Deion Sanders' kid, it's just the nature of it. It's the same thing's going to happen with Arch Manning when Arch Manning's in the league, is he's just going to be a topic of conversation before he does anything. But in addition to that, there were rumors about your immaturity. And so a boring answer may still make people try to pick it apart, but there's less there to chew on. When you're miming answers, you're kind of serving it up on a platter. Even if you're being snarky and it's sarcastic and it's something that anyone would want to do, the culture itself for what NFL teams pride, that I think that hurts that case.
Name one Hall of Fame quarterback that would have mimed his answers.
Can't think of one.
There's just a different standard for quarterbacks, and he has to understand that. I get why he did it. It's not a good look.
It's not a good look.
It's not a good look.
Again,
Just
this
answer
isn't
the question.
this
Give
isn't
the
saying
boring, generic
exactly
answer and move on.
Literally, no one's standing here saying he's a bad person. I'm saying like, bro, you're not helping your case. And I've seen so many people say, why are they interviewing a third stringer? It's Shedeur Sanders. I'm sorry, but no matter what, a last name with a Hall of Fame dad is going to carry some weight in the league, no matter who you are. Secondly, so there's a tension. It is what it is. Secondly, how many third string quarterbacks were drafted in the exact same class as the second string quarterback? And neither of them, it's not like a first rounder and a sixth rounder. These two have very clearly been in competition, direct competition with each other all camp long, all season long. So it was seen as a choice between Dylan and Shedeur, not necessarily, obviously it's Dylan Gabriel and then Shedeur is still there to back up. It's always been the two kind of seen as competing with each other. So I think the third string point's kind of irrelevant because both of them are seen as kind of like fighting for that backup job. Okay. On First Take, Stephen A. Smith said he's not judging Shedeur, but he certainly wishes he used more foresight. Here, cut 8.
I'm not going to overreact to it. I'm just going to say that he has to know that other people are going to look at him and consider that immature. I don't consider him immature. I think that he can play. I think that he's a leader. I think that a lot is prejudged when it comes to him. I think it's unfair. I can't wait to see him get his chance on the football field or whatever. I just think that at times, I wish people see ahead of time how they're going to judge you and how you should be. They shouldn't judge him. It's no big deal because every word he says, we micromanage, we dissect, and folks judge him accordingly. And I think that was his way of saying, you know what? If you don't hear anything that I have to say, okay, that's cool. And it's not a big deal. But folks are going to make it out to a big deal. I assure you there's going to be some people out there, pointing and using that to say there was immaturity there. I don't believe him to be that kind of a person.
Then Rich Eisen on his radio show said Shedeur's not helping his cause with more moments like this. Cut 9.
It's not going to be helpful for people who are trying to, tear him down. And it's not going to be helpful if you want to be, taken seriously in this league. It's not going to be helpful. It just won't. And even if he's trying to make a point that you're going to use words against me or whatever, you're still going to be criticized no matter what. Aaron Rodgers is age 42 and he's going to be criticized if he doesn't make the playoffs. It just comes part and parcel with the territory of being a quarterback in the NFL, but it's just not helpful for his cause. Just isn't.
All right, what do you think? Now hearing from Stephen A. and Rich Eisen.
I think they're both right. I think that there are a different set of rules for certain people. And in the NFL, the quarterback position is every move you make is highlighted. Why? Because it's the most important position in football. There's a certain behavior that you expect from your quarterback. There's a reason why I didn't take that offer from Temple to play quarterback, because I don't behave that way. I mean, I'm a responsible, mature person, but I wanted to do things that a quarterback typically can't do. I didn't want that responsibility. So I think he just has to realize that. And it doesn't, I think he is a little bit immature. If you just listen to the way that he answers some questions, I don't know him personally. Maybe if I'm around a bit more, I might have a different opinion of him. Obviously, Stephen A. has been around him and his family, so maybe he has a different perspective. But no, man, it's just it's not a good look. Just be boring. Just be boring and give the generic answer, and we wouldn't be talking about this. But maybe he thought it was funny, and there are a lot of things
he definitely
that I did
thought it was funny
when I was a kid that I thought was funny that I look back now and be like, no, that was stupid.
Then you got to have someone like you in his corner saying something like, hey, man, I get what you're trying to do here, but sometimes you have to be bigger than the moment. And being bigger sometimes isn't doing the thing you want to do or the thing you think is funny or the thing that could make a better point, right? He knows, I'm sure in his mind, he's like, Rex Ryan, what do you know?
Right.
You don't know anything about me. Here you are just spitting out random stuff. You couldn't succeed as an NFL head coach, pretending that I don't know what I'm doing, right? Like you want to be able to be like anyone, if we knew someone and could see them talking about us and they didn't know us, would want to say something back. But part of the weight and responsibility of that job, which is unfair but real, is you have to be bigger than it.
You ever write a long text and then delete it because you're like, I should be writing this?
Oh, most definitely.
That's Shooter Sanders at that moment. Like,
Yep.
come
Yeah,
on,
that's a
just
perfect
delete the
analogy.
text.
That's exactly what it should have been. All right. What did Caitlin Clark make of Nafisa Collier's statement about WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert? She spoke at Indiana's exit interviews, cut 10.
I have great respect for Fee, and I think she made a lot of very valid points. And, I think what people need to understand, we need great leadership in this time across all levels. This is straight up the most important moment in this league's history. Well, this league's been around for 25 plus years, and this is a moment we have to capitalize on. So that's honestly what I would say. I think there's, Fee said it all with what she said, and, I think the points she made were very valid.
Fee said it all. That's also pretty damning.
Yeah, that was probably the most perfectly articulated speech I've heard in a long time from an athlete when it comes
From
to
Nafisa?
addressing,
Yeah, that was
addressing
good.
leadership and the things that are wrong. And then, and for her she's one of the stars of this league too. And for her to come out and apply that pressure, I think is important. And I've saw nothing but respect. I'm not going to pretend like I know exactly what's going on with the WNBA, the ins and outs and all that. I know the collective bargaining is coming up. There's some issues, and leadership is an issue. But when I see the majority, I haven't seen one person actually in the WNBA supporting what she's saying, I have to go along with her and support her as well. So big ups to her to coming out and doing it after a loss too, and congratulating the team that beat her. I thought it was it had me locked in for the 3 to 5 minutes she was speaking.
Well, and it was like an important note to make too. Like, I think so many people almost intentionally simplify the point that so many players are trying to make about getting paid more or about wanting support. And all she's saying is, in the most simplified version, when you have so many forces from the outside pushing back, you need the force at the front of your league to push forward, not to turn back and say, be grateful, stay where you are, and not pursue more. You need the person at the front leading the charge to be like George Washington on top of the ship pointing forward. Like, yeah, we're going here and we're doing it. And let me tell you about these marketing deals I'm going to get for these guys. And let me tell you about the broadcasting stuff I'm going to figure out. And let me tell you about why this is the best league. Like, you need someone to champion it. And doesn't sound like Nafisa or some other players think that Kathy's doing it.
Sounds like it works because everything I'm reading is that Ogurogh will be stepping down pretty soon.
Next up, could one of the 7 managerial openings in MLB be filled by one of the greatest players ever? The Athletics' Ken Rosenthal reports the Angels have made Albert Pujols their leading candidate after letting go of Ron Washington, who's been dealing with some health issues.
I love this, but I'm scared at the same time.
Why?
Because, and this is baseball, it's a bit different, but great players don't necessarily make great head coaches and skippers or whatnot.
True.
But in baseball, it's a bit different because you don't have the control. I just remember Magic Johnson trying to coach my Lakers, and we were garbage. So I'm happy for Pujols. I want to see how this pans out. But thankfully in baseball, it's a bit different. He's going to have some help.
Watch high school football live Friday night for the Seattle Sports Game of the Week presented by STSPN. Glacier Peak Grizzlies host the number 2 ranked Lake Stevens Vikings live from Glacier Peak High School. Watch the game live Friday at 7 p.m. exclusively on the Seattle Sports app, seattlesports.com, and the Seattle Sports YouTube
Michael
page.
Darling, GP. Go get it, Michael Darling.
For full 2025 matchups, visit seattlesports.com/high school. Get your questions in for What I Need to Know, 866-979-3776. Coming up next.
Get inside the huddle.
The handoff inside to Charbonnet. He's going to go. Touchdown, Seahawks.
Taking you inside the VMAC every week. Thursdays, noon to 2.
Our guys show up to play.
Player interviews.
It's obviously been paying off. Just going to continue to do that.
Previewing this week's matchup.
We'll say they come out and just run the ball down the Niners' throats.
And everything Seahawks.
If anybody had a doubt, don't.
The Huddle. Every Thursday at noon. Exclusively on the home of the Seahawks. Seattle Sports.
Keeping your engines healthy means protecting them in season and out. Experts trust Stable to do that. And third-party testing confirms it. Stable is the industry leader in preventing fuel-related issues, no matter if you use it in your car, boat, or outdoor power equipment. In season or out, at every fill-up or when you store, start with Stable.
Let me tell you about this new Pretzel Cheddar Club. Hey, I'm Carlos.
And I'm Ebony. And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Pretzel Cheddar Club
is the tangy Dijon with the pretzel bun. It takes it to a whole nother level.
It goes perfectly with the chicken and the cheddar cheese and the bacon.
Man, you know how much you love bacon. And I love the different varieties. Grilled, spicy, the original. It gets you nice and excited for fall.
Order the Pretzel Cheddar Club with Cherry Berry and Sprite for a limited time on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Too many breakup songs getting you down? Put a little bossa nova in the playlist. Sometimes a different way is the better way. Like the SR 509 Expressway near SeaTac. Get a good-to-go pass to save $2 every time you use it, and on other toll roads in Washington.
Huge savings on Dell AI PCs with Intel Core Ultra processors are here, and they're newly designed to help you do more faster. They can generate code, edit images, multitask without lag, draft emails, summarize documents, create live translations, and even extend your battery life. That's the power of Dell AI with Intel inside. Upgrade today by visiting Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
Coach Saban here, and let me tell you, every second matters. Preparation is everything, and that's why I trust Kidde Smoke Alarms.
And as North America's #1 home fire safety brand, they're built to respond over 25% faster to smoke detection. Kidde helps protect what matters the most. Find it at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. #1 claim based on total household installations as of December 2023. 29% faster average smoke detection based on internal testing of smoldering wood fires for Kidde 9th edition versus leading competitor 8th edition product.
Ryan Roland-Smith here. For more than 35 years, the NBA Health Insurance Trust has been helping local builders, contractors, and their employees save money and gain peace of mind. They offer customized group health plans from the state's leading insurance providers. Small and mid-sized businesses deserve big healthcare access. The NBA Health Trust brings you the coverage you want at a price you can trust. Find out more at mbahealthtrust.com. That's mbahealthtrust.com.
Blue 88 on Brock and Salk.
I don't sense this being a problem.
Answering 3 football questions as only Brock Heward can.
I think that could happen very quickly.
Every day at 7:45. Only from the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
It's about grit.
Leonard Williams drags him down.
Running through whatever gets in your way.
The handoff to Charbonnet. Stiff arms a man, turns, first down. Oh my goodness, what a blast!
Fighting for every yard.
The handoff to Walker. He breaks a tackle, comes back to the near side, stumbles across again, breaks the tackle. Touchdown, Seahawks!
And a drive that never ends. Celebrating 50 seasons of Seahawks football. Visit Seahawks.com/tickets today.
The Bump and Stacy Show is powered in part each day by the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law Personal Injury Lawyers. Go to pendergastlaw.com. Start having fun. Caesar Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit muckleshootcasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot. This is my life. This is my family's life. The people that work here, they're my family. When something's not right with them, it's not right with us.
We get notifications every time we get a review. And I said, how do you not let it eat you up? Sometimes I feel so responsible. And his answer was, I just look at it as an opportunity. We need that feedback to learn and to do better. I'm grateful for the feedback.
Big part of sales is the relationship aspect. People want to do business with someone they can trust, who's a real person. They don't feel like you're just going after their money. And when you take the time to get to know them, get to know their needs, not be a car salesman, but be a consultant, then they feel more comfortable with you, and the experience is better on both sides.
It's not about closing deals. It's about opening relationships, helping people make the right choice. The LJ Way is the Lee Johnson Auto family.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Get your questions in for What I Need to Know, 866-979-3776. A question I think is incredibly appropriate. What I need to know, can you claim bars on your own bars?
Most definitely.
Now, when Bump says something that is poignant or rhymes.
Bars. All day. I'm going to say
bars.
It, and I'm only child,
when I say,
man,
you know
so
what?
I do only child stuff all the time. I talk to
That's
myself.
actually true. No, when you said you would teach a gorilla to play basketball so you could hang out with it.
It wasn't it wasn't basketball, it was throw a football.
Throw a football. That was the funniest thing I've ever heard. It was just that it was so sad. It was just from the point of view of like an only child that spent a lot of time just playing catch with yourself.
Literally. I used to throw the football up, catch it myself.
If you can teach an animal to do something, what would you do? Just a gorilla to play ball.
Could you imagine how far a gorilla can throw a football if taught properly?
How far do you think a gorilla could throw a football?
I bet you
More
throw
than
it-
100 yards?
Oh, yeah, for sure. At least 100.
Matt, how far could, I feel like you would know. Science,
Matt would
gorilla
know.
throw a football.
Go.
Man.
Let's go, AI, do your thing.
Well, this AI is telling me a gorilla could not throw it very accurately.
We don't care about accuracy.
I do. I do.
Throw a bomb.
Gotta be. A gorilla can lift 2 tons.
It's throwing a ball 100 yards, minimum.
So there's something. Someone said, have you ever gone to the store just for free samples? To which I say, no, because Costco can be a nightmare. And to go there just for free samples, when you don't even know what the samples are going to be, you ever go around and there's like 3 juices in a row and you're like, what are we doing? Where's the solid food? Where's the nuggets? Where's the hot dogs?
I don't mess with Costco. I mean, I do.
But not for just samples.
I don't, not for just samples.
No, it's not worth it for just samples. Do I get them when I'm there? Yes.
Yeah.
Do you have to do that thing where like you want another one and you're like, now I have to wait for like 2 or 3 more? No, or I have to go up and be like, oh, I'm just gonna get one more. Hey, did you want one? To no one.
No, I just take 2 slowly and stare at the person making them.
Do you guys ever do that thing of like when you order a lot of food and you pretend that it's for someone else too? Like
Oh, why would
one
you do
time I
that?
got a whole platter of sushi. It was like a cheat day. Like I'm just going in and I was starving and I was like, you know what? I'm going to go all out. I'm going to get like 3 rolls and like something else here. And I was like, oh, can I get 2 pairs of chopsticks?
Who cares?
I do.
You just take the food. Who cares?
No, that little lady was judging me. She was behind the counter looking at me, and I knew that she was judging me. So I wanted her to know it was not all for me. It is, but I'm not going to eat all of it.
I don't care, man. I don't
2
care.
chopsticks, please. Extra soy sauce for us.
For us.
866-979-3776. If you were a Mortal Kombat character, what would your finishing move be? Specifically, Matt's. Matt, I don't care about this question.
I think my finishing move would be burying someone under a mound of like books and nerd tchotchkes. Because I think that is how I'm going to die. Like a bookshelf is going to overturn in my apartment and I'm just going to be buried in books. So that would be my fatality move. I think that's it.
That's neat.
That's neat.
That doesn't match the game, man. It's got to be bloody.
What I need to know. That
It
could
would be
bloody.
dropped on them with force. It would
That's
crush
a
someone's
lot.
head.
Yeah, all right. Okay, I got you.
Someone said, I think I'd judge you more if you couldn't eat 3 trays of sushi. Thanks for having my back, 253. What I need to know. Oh, here we go. What jersey should I get next, says one Mariners fan. I currently have Munoz, Randy, Julio, Haniger, and I'm shocked they offered this, 2 Kelnick jerseys.
Oh, man. I go with JP. It's a classic. It's been on the team the longest.
It's a good one.
JP.
Yeah. If you could choose a walk-up song for any Mariner, who would it be, and what song would you choose?
The big dumper would be a Lovely Lady Lumps.
That's a good one.
Yeah, for the dumper.
I already said my choice would be Julio, and I'm going classic here, but March Madness in a bases loaded situation. Yeah. When you get like that camera that when like the Bryce Harper moment, like the camera does like the shot going from the feet up, and you're like, wow, this is amazing. Yeah, that feels like a March Madness moment.
Yeah, I feel that.
What I need to know, let's see. What's the better smell? You have 3 choices. Freshly baked pie, coffee in the coffee aisle, or freshly mowed grass.
Oh, baked pie all day.
Yeah, baked pie. I don't even like pie.
Yeah.
I mean, I like it. I'll eat it, but I don't want
The
it.
grass is just smell of accomplishment, you know? Like I did that. But the pie, it's the pie easily.
Yeah, grass is great. It's like how I feel about smelling lemon when you clean. It's like, oh, it feels fresh, but it doesn't make you hungry. Oh, you know the most amazing smell? No one goes to the mall anymore, but when you would walk into the mall, Cinnabon.
Yeah.
It takes over your whole
Mrs.
body.
Fields cookies
Yeah,
too.
just amazing.
Or you know what I love? The smell of a brand new shoe. I love that smell.
So just like leather.
Whatever it smells like.
You just took a
It's
left
the
turn.
Brand new shoe.
I mean, this is a safe space, and like we welcome all of your answers, but that
You
really...
never smelled your shoe?
No.
Curtis, you ever smell your brand new shoe?
A brand new one? Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah.
Before you ever put your feet
Matt probably
in?
not.
Yeah.
Matt's like, you guys are weird.
No,
I just was I was in a food place. I thought that's where we were staying.
I just thought of it. It brought back the
we
mall,
said
brought
pie,
back memories.
Cinnabon. Okay, I can see how you got there. I can see how you got there.
Shoe stores themselves all smell like a box of brand new shoes. Like
253 bacon cooking.
Bacon, yeah.
And the
That's
sizzle
good.
of it. It's like
Yeah.
it helps aid the smell in your mind. Yeah, bacon's an amazing smell.
Gas.
Yeah.
Gasoline.
Oh, I used to love the smell of gasoline. Not anymore now because I just automatically go, this feels toxic. But when I was a kid, the smell of exhaust and gasoline, I wonder what it is in our brains that make us like that.
I don't know.
So many people I know are like, oh, when I was younger, I used to love that smell.
Gas.
I don't know why. You know what? People are agreeing with you on opening a fresh pair of shoes, like fresh box of shoes. Someone said fireworks, freshly cleaned pillowcases.
Yeah, I like that one.
Someone said no one goes to the mall. Have you ever been to South Center lately? Let me tell you what, I used to run South Center. But no, I haven't been in a minute. I haven't been in a minute, but that was my favorite thing about walking into the mall, Cinnabon. All right, we are going to be joined by Dave Wyman for The Huddle, a 2-hour preview of the Seahawks game against the Buccaneers in Week 5 here. We're also going to have a couple Seahawks joining us, starting with tight end A.J. Barner. That's coming your way next.
Touchdown Seahawks! Celebrating 50 years of Seahawks football.
Number 54, Bobby Wagner, linebacker, one of the finest of his generation. He set just about every tackling record that can be set. He was the heart and soul of one of the best defenses to ever play in the National Football League.
The Seahawks go for a 4th straight win, hosting Tampa Bay Sunday before the 12s. Kickoff at 1:05, pregame at 10 a.m.
On the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with a Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hi, I'm Justin Shirley. We offer 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 24 months on new roofs. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF now. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
Hey, Brock Heward here for my friends at PCF Construction. You know, it was a couple years ago. We were seeking a complete outdoor living space. Molly wanted a new deck. She wanted to really make our outdoor space pop. And boy, am I glad we called PCF. Why? Because whether it's a very specific project or outdoor living, like an underdeck ceiling, deck, patio cover, railings, PCF has you completely covered. You know, Molly's an interior designer. She knows construction. She knows attention to detail. And PCF, they checked every single box along the way. And right now is the time to make the call. Up to $6,000 off your project, plus no payments and no interest until 2027. And you can save an extra $1,500 when you bundle your deck with a patio cover. Find all the offer details, get project ideas, and browse photos at pcfgroup.com or simply call today at 425-629-8476. That's 425-629-8476, PCFgroup.com.
Hey man, gaining weight, low energy?
Lost drive? It could be your testosterone. Revive Men's Health Washington helps men get their edge back. Meet Tyler, Revive Men's Health Director of Operations.
When men start treatment, it's not just their labs that change. You see it in their posture, their energy, and how they walk into the room. That's why I do what I do.
Call 206-529-1111 now to book your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation. That's 206-529-1111. Or schedule anytime at ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Dive into the Marvel Universe on the official Marvel Podcast with the stars of the MCU,
Everybody's going to be talking about whether we're casting for this character.
the creators of Marvel Comics,
Spider-Man is the greatest fictional character in history.
and Marvel Studios' Kevin Feige.
But if you want the real answer, if we're trying to get real on this podcast,
Giving you exclusive access to Marvel's adventures like never before. The official Marvel Podcast. New episodes every Wednesday wherever you listen to podcasts.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me, like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Rates may vary. Bill monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
Sometimes even heroes need rescuing.
I'm a retired firefighter, 27 years.
Kurt had severe pain in his knees and his shoulder, which was keeping him from enjoying his well-deserved retirement.
Loved to ski, loved to fish, and couldn't even walk 18 holes.
That's why Kurt decided to see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine for stem cell therapy.
He was just awesome. He goes, yeah, give me a shot. And he took care of me. He stemmed my knee and my shoulder.
And how are you feeling now?
I was pain-free in 12 weeks. I play golf now pain-free, and it's awesome.
So you'd recommend this treatment to others in your situation?
Absolutely. Yeah, Dr. Wagner's, he's had a couple people call me, and I recommended that they do it.
Before you choose surgery, consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. Schedule your consultation at drmarkwagnermd.com.
Tune in on October 5th when your Seattle Seahawks take on Tampa Bay. Kickoff at 1:05 p.m. Muckleshoot Casino Resort, proud sponsor of the Seattle Seahawks and the biggest and best in the Pacific Northwest.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. This is The Huddle.
The handoff inside. He's Charbonnet. He's going to go. Touchdown, Seahawks.
Exclusively on Seattle Sports on 710, Seattle Sports on YouTube, and the Seattle Sports app with hosts Michael Bumpus, Stacy Rost, and Dave Wyman. Time to go inside The Huddle.
The Seahawks have won 3 in a row and take on the Buccaneers this Sunday in Seattle for a Week 5 matchup. Before we get to this preview, a note first that we will be joined pretty early in the show by tight end A.J. Barner. Can't wait to talk to him. Linebacker Drake Thomas also set to join us today, as well as a few of your Seattle favorites. Before we get to that, though, let's take a quick look back at the Cardinals. Dave, what went right for Seattle in this Thursday night win over Arizona?
They were able to, I think, withstand the sort of onslaught of Kyler Murray. I thought he did a really good job. Going in, I was like, yeah, I don't know that this guy's like the right franchise quarterback for Arizona, but, you know, he played well at the end. And I thought, you know, he typically will get down. You'll see his head start to, as the game goes on, go down and further and further. And I thought he did a really good job. And then I thought he took advantage of a couple of, you know, I mean, I just think Spoon was just a step off. You know, and there was one, the one on Harrison, I thought he had perfect coverage. It's like he just beat you on that one, which that doesn't usually happen.
He's
but
taller.
He's a really good player. And then, you know, he missed a tackle at the end, you know, where they tied us up. And I thought, yeah, that's probably because he's not like 100%. But yeah, I mean, overall, I thought Kyler Murray did a good job, but they hung in there and got the W.
Bump, the final score wouldn't indicate this, but this in no way felt like a close game through 3 quarters. In fact, I think most people nationally, not Seahawks fans, were probably complaining that it was a little boring, and then the Arizona Cardinals made things interesting. That being said, I felt pretty encouraged by what I saw from Seattle's offense overall in this one. How about you?
Me too. I'm trying to go back, man. It feels weird.
I know,
feels like
we're
that
talking
game
about
was like so long
3
ago.
weeks ago.
Yeah. So
We're going to spend a good chunk of the huddle previewing Week 5.
game. But no, and I think it's because of Sam Darnold, man. He's just been so efficient with the football. It's rare. I can't remember a throw where I thought it was in jeopardy. I think one of the smartest things he does is throw the ball away. There was a play where he's getting some pressure. He steps up in the pocket and he throws it to the feet of the running back standing right over the football. And those are the type of plays that I think a coordinator like Kubiak appreciates. Like, there's nothing there. Let's just get back to it. I was watching film on Baker Mayfield. I'm like, why would he do that? So they're inside the 20-yard line. It's 1st and 10, and he forces the football in the end zone and throws an interception. I'm like, those are the plays that Sam Darnold just doesn't make. 1st and 10, we're in the red zone. Let's give ourselves opportunity. So I think that's been the most impressive thing so far.
I think I'm also just I'm impressed with how far I've come in my own thoughts about the offense. After Week 1, right, I'm looking at it going, is there going to be someone joining the JSN show? Remember, the three of us had an entire conversation about who else is going to join that party, and here we go heading into this one where, granted, JSN still had a remarkable day but didn't catch a reception, didn't have a target until the third quarter. Dave, we've seen other people step up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with Arroyo. He was talking mess to Josh Sweat, too, who
Good
drew
for him.
coverage. I don't even know why, because he's a pass rusher, but yeah, I mean, I thought, and also I've seen him block a couple of times, and that's been a big question mark for him. So, yeah, he looked good. I thought I think the whole key is exactly what Bump said. Darnold is just, he uses a lot of discretion, and he does a good job. He did a great job on the scramble that he had, and when to get down and when to get extra yards. He read the field really well. It looks like he's seeing it really well. So, yeah, I think he's the key to kind of get them going. The run game needs some help, and I think there's some question marks at offensive line. And one of the things about that is that, like, if the guy next to you doesn't know what he's doing, that can affect you. And we saw that affect, a couple of offensive linemen during this game. So, yeah, I mean, that's just, the downside part of it. But the good side is, you got an NFC West win on the road. Great performance.
And might you get another NFC win not today, Sunday against the Bucs. Let's transition to talking about Tampa Bay. Bump, I'll start with you, but Wyman, it's going to be a really similar question. The Bucs, I think for some people, are going to be the first big test of the season for Seattle. Now, I frankly thought that might have come in Week 1, where, let us not forget, it was a healthy 49ers team that came here to Seattle and ended up beating the Seahawks in a close win. The Buccaneers are one of the best defenses against the run, and Baker Mayfield quietly last season was one of the most efficient quarterbacks in football. What kind of challenge is Tampa Bay going to bring? Wyman, feel free to follow up after Bump with a similar.
Yeah, Baker Mayfield is making throws. I'm watching the Philly game from last week, and there's tight coverage, and he is just putting it right where his receivers can catch the football. I think offensively, they're not a team that really throws the ball down the field. At least they haven't as of late. Obviously, with Mike Evans being out, that's going to affect all that. They're great at just throwing the underneath type of stuff. If you're going to play zone, they're going to sit in between your Mike and your Will and find that space, and then let his receivers do his thing. So I think it's a patient game that you're going to have to play with the Bucs, because they're not going to give you many opportunities to take the ball out there, just because of how efficient Baker Mayfield has been, and just their offense in general. Like, there's always an outlet for him, and he tends to find that outlet most of the time when things break down. So I think that's going to be, and then we don't know who's going to be healthy on defense this week. So I think offensively, defensively, you have to be patient when playing the Bucs.
Wyman, what do you see?
Yeah, I was looking at Baker Mayfield from being an old linebacker and just trying to get tips or whatever from him. And there's a few times where I think he stares his receiver down. And so I think there might be some opportunity there. I'm looking on the defensive side. You mentioned injuries, Bump, but some of these, I love watching Levante David play. That guy has all the production of Bobby Wagner, and he's made half the money pretty much his entire career. So a guy out of Nebraska that was drafted, I think, a couple slots behind or ahead of Bobby, but he is a really good active player. They've got some big guys. Vita Vea up front. Was that the guy that you said was terrifying when you were watching him on film?
Yeah.
He was unblocked.
Is he the most terrifying when you watch him? Because this defense is limiting opposing offenses to the second fewest yards per rush attempt.
Yeah, well, when anyone in the NFL, when they're unblocked, is terrifying. They're on that defensive line, and you're standing there at the quarterback spot. But they got some guys, but they're just a solid team. They're a Todd Bowles team. They're just a well-coached, solid team.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about maybe something you'd love to see this week. AJ may end up joining us in our next segment, so let's stick with Tampa Bay for a little bit. I found a stat, and I want to ask you guys what you think about it, because I don't know what to make of it. And I don't think it's a bad one, but I'll start with this one. The Seahawks are one of 5 teams that have 3 or fewer attempts on 4th down this year. Now, the leader in 4th down attempts only has like 11 attempts, so it's by no means no, I forget who it was. So it's by no means, it's by no means a team, that's like running away with it, and by no means are the Seahawks a huge statistical anomaly. Again, 4 other teams have attempted it 3 or fewer times. However, given that we're going to be talking with AJ Barner, I really dig the kind of tush-push style approach that they have with him. Would you like to see them try just a bit more to convert some of those short yardage situations?
Yeah, or maybe run some variations off of it. I would think that would be something that Kubiak would be interested in. You guys see the one last week from Philly that
that was a
like
fake.
They ran like a counter or whatever, and there was 3 guys out there to block nobody.
Yeah.
And I just thought, wow, what a clever call. And I could see Mike McDonald doing something like that. We'll have to ask him about. We had somebody text in the barnyard instead of the push-tush. We'll see if he likes that. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it's gonna be interesting talking to him, because like, how did you get that job? Why are you under center?
Yeah.
I've never took a snap in my life, and I don't know why he's doing that. But obviously because he's a really good player. But yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to hear that. But yeah, I could see Mike McDonald doing some variations off of that as well.
What about you, Bump? Something you want to hopefully see in week 5?
As far as the 4th down, it all depends on where you are on the field, the time left on the clock. So I think that determines a lot of that. I just like to see the tight ends continue to get more involved. I'm a big believer that if your tight ends are going nuts, that means everything else is working for you. The run game is working. You're being deceptive. Because most of the time, then, you get favorable matchups like AJ's matchup. He's on a linebacker. He releases. He's good there. And then you got a Royal with a big catch down the sideline as well. When those guys get going, everything else should be clicking as well.
Okay, still to come today for the huddle, we're going to be joined by AJ Barner coming up next. I sure hope one of you are going to ask him early why he got picked for the yard pickup situation, the tush-push, Seahawks version of that. Drake Thomas is going to join us, so we'll take a look at Seattle's defense. We're going to have a Bucs preview, learn a bit more about Tampa Bay before we see them here in Seattle on Sunday. And then in hour 2, we got some of your favorite Seahawks voices. That's all coming your way next on The Huddle.
Hawks Live. Touchdown! Presented by the Dining District at the Bellevue Collection. Tonight from 7 to 9 p.m. Live from Bellevue Square Center Court. Come on by and join hosts Michael Bumpus and Paul Moyer. And this week's guest, Seahawks tight end Elijah Arroyo.
This should be fun.
Hawks Live. Tonight from 7 to 9 p.m. Exclusively on the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports, on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Contractors and heavy equipment operators, get ready for a big one. The James D. Murphy Company brings you the huge Marysville Heavy Equipment, Contractors Equipment, Trucks, and Vehicles online auction. And bidding is underway now. On the auction block, 10 excavators, including a 2021 Komatsu PC88MR and a 2018 Komatsu PC238, a 2017 Komatsu WA320-8 wheel loader, a 2003 John Deere 770 OCH motor grader, plus 4 backhoes, 3 reach lifts, and 4 boom lifts. There's 5 dump trucks, including a 2015 Peterbilt 367 Super Solo and 2 Western Star quad-axle roll-off trucks, and much more. Preview all equipment Tuesday, October 7th and Wednesday, October the 8th, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at our Marysville Yard, 3803 136th Street Northeast in Marysville. Get all details now at murphyauction.com. That's murphyauction.com.
Life's expensive enough, isn't it? Groceries, gas, kids' activities. Sometimes your roof needs replacing, but your budget says not now. Hi, I'm Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. We want to help with an offer to lift that weight off your shoulders. Get 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months, or save up to $3,000 on a new roof today. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
So my mother is thinking of switching from Verizon to Pure Talk, but she's worried the deal sounds too good to be true. Michael, she said, how can those Pure Talk people offer me the same basic service as Verizon for so much less money? I said, Ma, go ask Google how much Verizon spends on advertising and promotions. A few seconds later, my mother said, oh my goodness, $12 billion a year? That must be a typo. I'll tell you what I told my mom. It's not a typo. Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotions, and their customers are paying for it. Well, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. Trust me, I would know. That's why they can offer you and my mother unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a crazy fast 5G network for just $25 a month. And if you're a business owner, you could really save a fortune. Dial pound 250, say the words Mike Rowe, and you'll get an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 Mike Rowe. Pure Talk. Everything you need and nothing you don't.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025, Ookla trademarks used under license, unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at cmobile.com.
This is the home of the Seahawks.
Gonna let one fly. He's got a man out there. Ball is caught down at the 10-yard line, and it's JSN.
Seattle Sports.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Now is your time to get into a new D.R. Horton home by taking advantage of its National Red Tag Sales event this Saturday, October 4th through October 19th. Stop by any of its participating communities and find select Red Tag homes at incredible pricing. So whether you're buying your first home or looking for an upgrade, you don't want to miss the Red Tag Sales event starting this Saturday. Discover the D.R. Horton difference at drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder and equal housing opportunity builder.
Back to the huddle, only on the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
All right, joining us right now, AJ Barner, kind enough, very fitting because we were just talking about you, AJ. Good things, only good things. I'm going to start by just a very simple, easy question. We were talking about how encouraging every week has felt for the offense. I'm guessing it feels like that for you guys too. What are you really liking about where this offense is right now?
Yeah, I would say the continuity, starting to gel together, starting to see different guys make plays, and obviously just want to continue to see that growth and continue to see us play clean football. Obviously, it's very important in the league. No penalties, not beating yourself is huge.
Tell us about Sam and his leadership. We were just talking about how he just seems to make really good decisions, doesn't panic, did a great job scrambling last week, just his leadership in the huddle.
Yeah, he's a pro. I mean, the things that you mentioned are characteristics of a guy that's a pro. Been in the league for some time now. He's consistent every day. You know what you're going to get from Sam. He's prepared. And he's not going to put the ball in harm's way, and he's going to make smart decisions. He's a very accurate passer. So yeah, I think him, just like everyone else, there's only room to grow. And he's off to a great start, and we're going to support him however we can. He's doing a great job.
I love when you score because I think you have one of the best celebrations in the game right now. Where'd you get that from?
The true story behind it is me and Kenny McIntosh, we'd be like just dancing at practice, and like we would just start hitting that, and we were just he was just like, man, you gotta do that in the game. So I hit it and then just started scoring, and it's kind of one of those things where like if you kind of want something that people know,
Yeah.
like so people starting to like it. So we'll see. I might make a couple spins off of it.
I feel it. I'm feeling it.
What's it called?
Whatever you want to call it. My friends like from home, Barn Stomp, Barn Step. I've seen, crazy different names for it, but as long as I keep getting in there and people know what it is, like that's cool with me.
Brand that thing.
Yeah,
Facts.
I like the idea of it evolving.
Yeah,
Continue. Well,
it will.
it's already been able to grow. You've had 2 touchdowns this year. Congratulations. Your
Yeah.
second against the Cardinals. That one was really impressive. Can you walk us
Sure.
through what happened?
Really just a play that we have in the playbook that I was able to get open on. I felt like, good tempo within the route. Was able to kind of be deceptive and get open, and Sam gave me a great ball and was able to get in the end zone. So not much else to it, but just, being prepared and ready for the moment, and felt like that play might get called in that area of the field, and was able to execute.
Hey, so you mentioned the possible names for like Barn Stomp. What about the getting under center? Like I played football for 25 years, never took a snap.
Yeah.
How is it that you're taking snaps and doing the
barn? Good. Just kind of the guy for it. That vision in the off season of having that play. Obviously, everyone runs it. The Eagles, have done their thing with it, and if it's sticking around, we need to be able to do it. So they kind of presented me with the opportunity, and but growing up, was pretty lousy quarterback. Actually went to the might be time for a change.
What'd they say to you? Were they like, wasn't for
this
you?
ain't it.
Yeah.
Then Nick Young drops 30 on me. I'll go, yeah, I'm like, what's the process with that?
Yeah, I think so. I think you're always adding new stuff, tightening up new details, and just as guys continue to make plays, I think you get more opportunities. So stuff gets added, and when you're in fall camp, you kind of have the whole playbook in. Obviously, when you go to the season, you kind of narrow down things based on the defense that you're playing. So I think week to week, things are going to change. We have our identities and things that we do, but there's definitely details that you're going to change. And different wrinkles that we'll add every week.
I want to go back to the barnyard for a minute here. We haven't had a chance to get a player's perspective on it. I understand you're on the offensive side of things, so it might be different. But what's your thought overall on pushback against the tush push in general?
Yeah. I'm the guy that gets to do it, so I love it.
Yeah.
Let's keep it around for a long time, and let's run it on the 1 yard line.
Right.
Right. All the time.
But yeah, I like it. I mean, it's a gritty play. Like, there's sometimes, I think it was like against the Saints, like I felt like I almost got my defense. I don't have to deal with it, so they can complain about it.
Yeah.
Just looking at this Tampa Bay defense, and Levante David's one of my favorite players. Love watching that guy.
Hawks Live. Touchdown! Presented by the Dining District at the Bellevue Collection. Tonight from 7 to 9 p.m. Live from Bellevue Square Center Court. Come on by and join hosts Michael Bumpus and Paul Moyer. And this week's guest, Seahawks tight end Elijah Arroyo.
This should be fun.
Hawks Live. tonight from 7 to 9 p.m. exclusively on the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports, on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
For over 113 years, Pacific Lamp and Supply Company has been your #1 lighting specialist in Washington, from the Space Needle in Seattle all the way to the Riverwalk in Spokane. With the largest lighting inventory in Washington, Pacific Lamp's knowledgeable and experienced staff can assist with any lighting issue, including intricate lighting and control designs. Plus, they work with all utilities in Washington to get you the best available lighting rebates. Pacific Lamp and Supply Company, Washington's lighting experts since 1912. Visit pacificlamp.com.
25-24.
That's random.
Sorry. Okay, we're live again. We did it. AJ, thanks for being a trooper. We appreciate it. Bump, you were asking about where the offense is, and you were asking about the Bucs
just some
defense.
of the defensive players. Yeah. Mentioned 0 and 5. So Yaya Diaby and Hassan Reddick, two good edge.
No, good players. And like I said, they play some man coverage, play some cover 3, play some Tampa 2. And they blitz for sure, too. So I think, we got to be ready for it and have our eyes in the right spot. So, but it's a great challenge for us. Really good team in the playoffs, won their division 3 years in a row. So,
I want to go back to your touchdown, man. Me being a receiver, I love the tempo that you played with. He got on his toes, right, hesied and created some space. How has your route running kind of evolved over the years?
Yeah. I think that's something I'm continuing to work on, just the tempo of it. You realize that every route doesn't have to be 110 miles per hour. You can kind of get the picture of the defense and see who I'm working with and see what room I have, and that's kind of the growth of the league. Just because the game moves quick, but when you can actually slow it down and really slow your tempo down and know when to do it and when not to do it,
right?
It's a huge thing to be able to do. And on that play, was able to do that, kind of ID'd, okay, this is a linebacker that's on me, got up to him, and then before he knew it, I was just able to get separation and be out of there. So it's something that I need to continue to work on, and just ID and slow myself down, and again, know which plays that you can do that on.
To me, that was a mature route. I go, yeah, he came with a plan and executed beautifully. That was fun to watch.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Last one for me. It has nothing to do with the game this Sunday, which we're all excited to see, and fingers crossed we do see the Barnyard. But actually, as I'm sure you guys are aware, the Mariners have their playoff game just a few hours after you guys do. How closely are you guys kind of tracking that? Are people making their way over? Because for you guys, it's your big day. You have maybe post-game stuff you have to do or whatever. But are you guys kind of watching what they're doing at all?
Of course. I mentioned I was at the game on Friday. Great atmosphere.
Yeah.
They're having a great get some of the guys to a game.
I was going to ask, you guys just have to cross the street.
That'd be sweet. I don't know about after the game on Sunday, but
And now, Tales of Another Way. You've got your same old playlist, but another song about a breakup is just a downer. 2 minutes in your music app, and now you're groovin', man. Sometimes another way is the better way, like the new SR 509 Expressway, the alternate route that'll help manage congestion on I-5 and other local roads. It's tolling now, and you can save $2 per toll with a Good to Go pass. Get a free sticker pass at goodtogo509.com.
With football season comes colder weather, so if you need new windows and doors, don't drop the ball. Steve Rabel here with Keith Dashafee from locally owned Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. So Keith, what's your next big play?
Well, Steve, right now get 40% off qualifying installs or no payments and no interest for 12 months on approved credit.
Schedule a free consultation with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Go to PellaPNW.com. That's PellaPNW.com.
Contractors and heavy equipment operators, get ready for a big one. The James D. Murphy Company brings you the huge Marysville Heavy Equipment, Contractors Equipment, Trucks, and Vehicles online auction. And bidding is underway now. On the auction block, 10 excavators, including a 2021 Komatsu PC-88 MR, and a 2018 Komatsu PC238, a 2017 Komatsu WA320-8 wheel loader, a 2003 John Deere 770 OCH motor grader, plus 4 backhoes, 3 reach lifts, and 4 boom lifts. There's 5 dump trucks, including a 2015 Peterbilt 367 Super Solo and 2 Western Star quad-axle roll-off trucks, and much more. Preview all equipment Tuesday, October 7th and Wednesday, October the 8th, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at our Marysville yard, 3803 136th Street Northeast in Marysville. Get all details now at murphyauction.com. That's murphyauction.com.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
This is where you hear your AL West champion Mariners in the playoffs. Seattle Sports.
Have you tried the dining district at the Bellevue Collection? Grab lunch with friends, meet up for happy hour, and stay for dinner and beyond. You can sample international flavors and local favorites from talented chefs. Try a new cocktail on a rooftop bar or watch the game with friends and explore the lively nightlife scene. The Dining District at the Bellevue Collection, where your taste adventure begins. Learn more at BellevueCollection.com/dining district.
Back to the huddle, only on the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
We're going to be joined by linebacker Drake Thomas in just a little bit here. Before we are, though, guys, I really hope we see lots of the barnyard. I want to see the Seahawks go for it more on 4th down. I completely understand why they're not. I don't think it's a lack of faith in the offense. They're one of 5 teams to go for it 3 times or less. They're a team that loves their special teams. They love their defense, and they should. Both units have been great this year. But I would just love to see them do their version of the tush push until it fails.
And on the one. So
and on the
so
one.
my man get some
add AJ Barner in
points,
fantasy.
Yeah.
I like how he said that so quickly.
Yeah.
And on the 1 yard line.
And on the 1 yard line. I'd like to see that. It's like, let me get those touchdowns.
Fact.
Facts. With an S.
Before Drake joins us, we're going to transition to the Seahawks defense here. Let's go back to a little bit of conversation about Baker Mayfield. I think maybe some fans might look at Tampa Bay and go, oh, no Mike Evans, so without those weapons. But you guys have talked about those receivers they have. And a cool stat for Mina Kimes I heard that was pretty impressive. Granted, it was about the Eagles' defense, but Baker Mayfield, I think, had to fit passes into tight windows on like 35% of attempts, which led the league. So good against a very tough defense, and he's going to be facing a tough one this Sunday.
Baker is, he's dropping some dimes in there. This doesn't look like the guy that most people think about when you think of Baker Mayfield. I think after last year, you're kind of buying into what he's doing.
Changing your
But he's putting it on film. I mean, there are some drop footballs last game that were just dots. And I think he handles the pressure pretty well, man. He's playing with a lot of confidence, has quiet feet in the pocket. He's elusive. We all know that. But he's playing football at a high level right now.
Drake Thomas coming in right now, but Wyman as a linebacker. I think
love this guy.
Yeah, love this guy and how this group looks against Tampa Bay. And Drake's here to join us. How's it going?
Doing well. Appreciate you guys having me.
We're happy to have you. Why don't you help us preview Week 5 a little bit? And we've obviously got some questions for you, but what do you see from Tampa Bay? I'm assuming you guys have watched some tape already.
Yeah, they're a good team. They got a lot of good players. They have playmakers all over the field. Just a dynamic offense. So we're excited for the matchup and looking forward to it.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about what he does that's so good, because Baker Mayfield kind of has a career that kind of spiked and then went down, and he's on the ascent right now. Looks really good. What are some of the things he does that are special?
His arm talent is great. He's got a really strong arm. He makes plays with his legs, and he extends plays, and he keeps his eyes downfield. So trying to contain him and also getting ready to plaster in coverage when he does that is huge for us.
Man, how's this journey been for you? Like you're every week, more snaps, more playing time. Just describe how this year's been for you personally.
It's been a lot of fun, obviously, but I just been kind of trying to focus day to day, just like what can I do to get better today. Not think too much about tomorrow or this weekend or whatever it is. How many snaps is it going to be this weekend versus last weekend? I just kind of just focusing on where I'm at, a day-to-day basis, and try to get better in whatever we're doing, whatever the focus is for that day.
What's the day-to-day outside of football? What's it like when the season is going on? Because in the off season, guys might go visit their own personal trainers. They might travel and go see family or whatever. But it has to be such a grind where you're like, I don't know, I go home and play an hour of video games. Like, what's it like?
I mean, I don't have any video games.
Yeah.
I go home and I go to sleep.
Yeah, that exhausted.
Yeah, I mean, I prioritize my sleep during the week, especially during the season for sure. Not a whole bunch of extracurricular activities going on.
Mind in the right place.
Mm-hmm. How many hours are we talking of sleep?
Sleep at least 8. Need 8.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm going to bed early.
Well, there you go. Hey, tell us about your relationship with EJ and just how that's starting to grow. And he's just such a smart football player. He's not really that old of a guy. I mean, you look at him; he's a veteran. But he's only 25 years old. But yeah, just that relationship with him and how much he's taught you.
Yeah, I've learned a bunch from EJ. He's such a good football player. He's got a nose for the ball. He's always around the ball, finding ways to make plays. Just watching him play is a lot of fun, and playing next to him is even more fun. So when we're out there together and communicating and getting on the same page, it's a lot of fun. And I'm definitely fortunate to have him next to me on the field.
Going back to the Buccaneers, man, Bucky Irving, we'll see if he plays or not. He's a little banged up. What makes him such a special football player?
He's really good in space. You get him the ball in space, he can make a lot of things happen. Just whether it's cutting the ball back against the grain, getting vertical, contact balance is great. He's a really good back.
I'm going to ask you a non-football question. We'll cycle back to football. It's fine. But Bump and I were debating something before our show even started earlier today about what constitutes the South. Again, I warned you as a non-football thing. Now listen. So Bump's family, your dad's family is from Mississippi, and I was like, oh, that's the South.
Yeah.
My mom's family is from Arkansas, and I was like, that's not the South to me. It's like Oklahoma, even though they're not close. Now you're born and raised in North Carolina. Is that the East Coast or is it the South?
That's the South. If you got Southern people, I think you're in the South.
Okay.
I think it's all about the culture and where you end up. I think I would consider North Carolina.
We were trying to figure out, like,
sure.
What would someone from North Carolina say about it?
I consider it the
draw
South.
a line? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You meet the people that are born and raised there. They're Southerners for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Good
So you're an NC State guy, right?
Yes.
And you played with Peyton Wilson. You get
did.
a chance to catch up with him when you went to Pittsburgh?
Yeah. I mean, that's like my best friend, honestly. We train together every single day in the off season. We both go back to NC State and we use the facilities. We have known each other since high school and then played 4 years together in college. I was in his wedding last year, and then he's in my wedding this upcoming year. So that's like my best friend. We talk pretty much on a week-to-week basis. So it's been really cool seeing him have his success too.
Yeah.
It's crazy how fast that dude is.
Yeah, he can run. It's humbling, like training with him in the off season because of how fast he is.
That was my thing. I wasn't a super fast guy. I used to go down in Florida and train with those dudes. I'm like, y'all just different. Like, I don't know how you're moving that fast.
He can run.
Yeah. What do you think is the best part of your game?
I feel like probably my instincts. I feel like that's kind of a cliche thing to say, but I like to anticipate plays, play ahead of the snap. And then just rely on my instincts. I don't want to think too much when I'm out there. I just want to let, my eyes tell me everything that I need to know. And then just, I feel like I've always had a knack for the football and being around the ball ever since I've been little, really. So I think my instincts and just trusting them is probably my biggest strength.
We can guess the answer to this question, but is there a play this year that showcases that you're especially proud of?
I don't know if there's one play that sticks out to me right now. I'm looking to make more plays. I can't think anything off the top of my head, but to be
Had some great
in the future.
special teams tackles.
Yeah,
Really,
special
really
teams.
good ones.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say it's been displayed for sure on special teams this year. Getting more comfortable out there, getting better every single week with that too.
Yeah, tell us about that part of it. Like that was really kind of shocking in Pittsburgh. That like you guys, well, it shouldn't be shocking that you guys all knew the rule, but hardly any of their guys did. And there was a lot of people that didn't know that rule. And it seems like, you know, with Jay Harbaugh, that you guys really focus. Like a lot of people give special teams like lip service, and they practice it maybe 20 minutes a week. But you guys are on top of that.
Yeah, I mean, our guys that are out on the field, we all take it serious. We take pride in what we're doing. So, like, whether it's like the little tiny rules that, you know, most people might brush over, or it's the big things, like, I feel like we take pride in, you know, we really care about every single part of it and every single detail. So I feel like that kind of showed, like, our reaction, because all of us knew the rule. Yeah. And I don't know if they just didn't see the ball or they didn't know it, whatever it was, but, you know, obviously it paid off for us.
I was assuming the returner was a rookie, and he thought that once it hits the end zone, it's dead. So
college rules, that's how it is.
Yeah, right? You just wasn't coached up like the way you guys are. Last song before you hit the field, what you listening to?
I kind of switch it up a little bit, but like, I mean, it's rap music usually before I go on the field. I like Skrilla by Kodak's usually right before I go onto the field, or some NBA YoungBoy songs.
Dave listens to all that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
You guys want to share some recommendations?
Yeah.
You ever heard of Run DMC?
I have.
That's what I was listening to.
That what you listen to before you hit the field, Dave?
Every once in a while, yeah.
What else did you listen to?
You know, just like rock and roll, like 80s rock and roll. You know,
he was a 90s linebacker. You know, he
That's
was rocking
true.
out.
Yeah.
First of all, I had like
You
one
guys
of
were
those
killing people out
big
there.
Discman things that weighed like it had a disc in it, and it weighed like 12 pounds.
There you go.
Yeah.
I think NFL life was very different in that time. You mentioned you have your wedding coming up. How'd you guys meet?
She was going to school in Raleigh, not NC State, but she was in school in Raleigh at the time when I was in college. So we just kind of met through being in the same area, mutuals and everything.
Big proposal. Did you like plan? Yeah.
I
What
did
happened?
on the beach. You know, I had my family there, her family was there, and then I surprised her with a bunch of her close friends. And yeah, it was
Nice
awesome.
work. Nicely done.
Nice job. Hey, when I got in the league, I was like, man, I wish I was shorter because I'm 6'2", because that was the hardest thing, man. No, I'm serious. You have built-in leverage, and it's not like you're short. You're taller than most people, but you're 5'11", and you're loaded up, man. You're hard to get under. I mean, I think that's a huge advantage.
I appreciate it. I mean, I kind of noticed that sometimes on tape, like EJ or taller linebackers, they really got to bend to get in that pad level, and I'm kind of just like, I'm just kind of standing there, and I'm already naturally lower, so
You're there.
Yeah, it's a little less work, honestly. Obviously, it has its downfalls too, but try to make the most of it.
Yeah.
We've been saying this every single week, but every defensive player, or every week that we've had a defensive player, he's made a big play that week. Kobe's interception was the week after, but everyone's had an interception or some kind of big play, so a big burden on you. But we think you're going to live up to it. We have full faith, so you got to keep it going for week 5.
Yeah.
He is Seahawks linebacker Drake Thomas. Thanks, Drake. We appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Don't go anywhere.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
Celebrating 50 years of Seahawks football.
Number 54, Bobby Wagner, linebacker, one of the finest of his generation. He set just about every tackling record that can be set. He was the heart and soul of one of the best defenses to ever play in the National Football League.
The Seahawks go for a 4th straight win, hosting Tampa Bay Sunday before the 12s. Kickoff at 1:05, pregame at 10 a.m.
On the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/deal for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
You gave years, maybe decades to your job. You showed up, worked hard, and planned for retirement. But now the company's changed, or maybe you've taken a buyout or been forced into early retirement. So what happens next? I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. And if you've built up a 401k or thrift savings plan, now is the time to ask, is that money really working for you? Many workplace retirement plans offer limited options and even less guidance. At Trajan Wealth, we help people just like you roll over their accounts into IRAs with more flexibility and personalized investment strategies built around your goals. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a personalized plan. We operate on veteran values, service, trust, and doing what's right. Your next chapter starts now. Call Trajan Wealth, 206-466-3300. That's 206-466-3300.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Cars for Kids. No more stressing over your old vehicle. Donate it today and get it picked up tomorrow. It's the easiest service out there. Donate online at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K.
Tune in on October 5th when your Seattle Seahawks take on Tampa Bay. Kickoff at 1:05 p.m. Muckleshoot Casino Resort, proud sponsor of the Seattle Seahawks and the biggest and best in the Pacific Northwest.
Hey, Brock Heward here for my friends at PCF Construction. You know, it was a couple years ago. We were seeking a complete outdoor living space. Molly wanted a new deck. She wanted to really make our outdoor space pop. And boy, am I glad we called PCF. Why? Because whether it's a very specific project or outdoor living, like an underdeck ceiling, deck, patio cover, railings, PCF has you completely covered. You know, Molly's an interior designer. She knows construction. She knows attention to detail. And PCF, they checked every single box along the way. And right now is the time to make the call. Up to $6,000 off your project, plus no payments and no interest until 2027. And you can save an extra $1,500 when you bundle your deck with a patio cover. Find all the offer details, get project ideas, and browse photos at pcfgroup.com or simply call today at 425-629-8476. That's 425-629-8476, PCFgroup.com.
2 years ago, my office launched a major media campaign to identify a key witness to our client's bicycle accident, which we later settled for $10 million. Because when we accept a case, we don't rest until we do everything possible to improve our client's chance of recovery. We're one of only a few firms in the state with an in-house investigation team building our clients' cases. So when you hire Davis Law Group, you don't just get a dedicated and award-winning legal team. You get our commitment to better service and even better results. Request a free consultation today at 206-888-8888.
When the heat's in 11,
cool AC would be heaven.
dayandnight.net. It's the final month to save 30% off an air conditioner or heat pump while supplies last at Day and Night.
Hi, I'm Bruce with Day and Night Plumbing and Heating. Call us about installing a high-efficiency cooling system or servicing your existing one so you're cool when you need it.
Save 30% off an air conditioner or heat pump, plus no payments or interest for a year OAC. Call for details.
dayandnight.net.
This is The Huddle. Every Thursday from noon to 2.
On Seattle Sports. You are listening to The Huddle with Dave Wyman, Michael Bumpus, and Stacy Rost. Anytime you preview a game, you got to talk about the quarterback. So let's hear from the quarterback himself, Sam Darnold, speaking with reporters now.
Yeah, obviously, got Tampa Bay coming in here. We're really looking forward to this opportunity. Another really good defense, really good scheme. Obviously, they got great players over there as well. So really looking forward to it.
Baker talked about you this week being pretty close. You guys go back to the draft, and your teammates. Just kind of what's that relationship been like going back to the draft?
Yeah, going back to the draft, and really, I think that year in Carolina that we spent together, that was a special year. Just being able to spend it with Bake and that entire quarterback room that we had. It was fun to be able to get to know him and Emily and his entire family.
Quality that he has that you admire most?
I think his resilience, is the biggest piece. Obviously, he's got, all the talent in the world, the intangibles that you need as a quarterback. But he's resilient, and he's a good dude.
You mentioned resilience. Both of you guys were kind of similar places in your career when you were together in Carolina. Did you ever have those conversations about kind of the route you've gone that far, or was it just kind of focusing on that year?
Yeah, we had conversations every now and then about, the places that we were and, things that had happened and similarities between us, for sure.
Sam, you talked about needing to be your authentic self as a leader with this team. Baker's his self in a completely different way to you with his fieriness. What's that like, kind of seeing that up close and kind of seeing that put to use the way he does it?
Yeah, Bake's, he's a competitor, and like you said, he's pretty fiery with it. It's cool to, be able to watch some of his tape too when he runs for a first down. Getting as excited as he does, gets the crowd into it. It's fun stuff, and but he's. I've always, loved that part of Baker's game. Just the way that he plays with so much energy, and you can see, the passion that he has for the game by the way that he plays.
He has this tendency to kind of hold grudges against some of the teams that passed up on him or let him go. You don't seem to have those. You seem a little bit more zen. Was it always that way for you, or did you learn that along the way?
No, that's, I feel like that's all interpretation, right? Baker maybe a little bit more outspoken about it. For me, it's just, at the end of the day, like I come in here every single day, I do my job, whatever I think, about, people or places, that doesn't, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter to me. It's just about me going out there and doing my job every single play.
Sam, how do you master the art of being decisive in the pocket? I've talked to a couple of some of your offensive players yesterday, and that came up, your ability to be decisive in the pocket.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, it's understanding, my reads, my progressions, understanding what the defense is trying to do to us, what, the protection is, what the, flaws are in the protection, and just understanding that. And I think when you put all that together with the route combinations that we have, it's, understanding kind of where, where the flaws are, in the concept or in the protection itself. And I think once you understand that as a quarterback, you can kind of go from there.
When you take a look at this Tampa defense, it's kind of tough to tell who's going to be on the field based on injury. So how does that affect preparation and watching film? Yeah,
at the end of the day, their scheme is what it is. It's a very good scheme. I feel like Coach Bowles is, puts his guys in really advantageous situations a lot of the times, whether it's showing one way, bringing it the other way, showing one way, and then bringing it from that same, spot that they're showing it. So they have it all certain ways, and I think, we just have to be prepared, for whatever, for whatever happens, whatever looks that we get, just understanding kind of what that play that we're running, what we get if we get a certain pressure one way, what we're throwing, and just kind of figuring it out, conceptually that way. There's a lot that kind of goes into it, but, I'm very excited. That's what makes it so fun to be able to go up against a defense like this is, it really is a chess match, and, I'm excited to be able to, go up against this defense and, all the great players, like I said, that they have on that side of the ball.
Numbers indicate you're hitting your backside reads a little bit more than in the past, backside digs, things like that. Is that something that you worked on this offseason? Is it something that's an emphasis of the offense? How do you explain that?
Yeah, I think, first and foremost, it's, the line, the running backs being able to protect and give me that time to be able to get to those reads. Without them, it wouldn't be possible to get to, third or fourth, guy in the progression. So, that's a huge credit to those guys. And for me, it's just, understanding when it's shut out on the front side and, knowing that I have to get backside. So it's a combination of kind of coincidence as well. Sometimes the coverages that they play, the front side isn't as good as the backside, and all of a sudden the backside becomes the number one read. So.
One more. Going back to you and Baker, you're two of several quarterbacks in the league who, maybe went different routes to get to the success you're at now. Is that kind of a point of pride, just maybe to show other young quarterbacks or other teams, like, hey, just because a guy doesn't do everything in year 1 or 2, they can still be good at this job?
Yeah, I think, there's a ton of great examples of, resiliency or grit, throughout the entire league. It's hard to do what me and Baker have done in the league, but I would argue that it's, just as hard to, have continued success, just like, guys like Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes have had throughout the league. So, there's so many different ways to cut it and so many examples, especially for little kids out there that are striving to be, professional, not only professional football players, but professional athletes. there's so many great examples of resiliency in the league because, just because you have a lot of success doesn't make it easy.
When you were with the Jets, 3rd overall pick, did you feel the pressure of franchise quarterback, top pick, expectations?
No, I think for me, I really, even at a young age, I felt like I had a good mindset of going and attacking every single day as its own, and not worrying too much about, the outside pressure or, things that, at the end of the day, I don't really have control over.
You've now had 4 weeks, at least regular season weeks, with Clint Kubiak. What's one thing that's similar to him and Kevin O'Connell, and maybe one thing that's different?
Yeah, it's a great question. I think, there's some things schematically and philosophically that, they would agree on and disagree on. I think, there's a lot of things, a lot of similarities, a lot of differences, but I'm not going to sit up here and act like I know all of it. But I would just say both of them are really good coaches, and they're really good at being able to put their players in a really good position to succeed out there on the field.
This could not be any more off topic, Sam, but we're doing a story on some quarterbacks who do or don't wear the play sheets on the wristband. It looks like you've done that for the most part throughout your career. Is that right? You've worn one?
Yeah, I've done both, but yeah, for the most part, I've worn a wristband.
What do you like about it?
I think for me, it's really just getting the play in. I think that's the biggest thing. Instead of the coach having to say a big long play call, he can sit up there and say a number and a hash, and then it's just up to me to be able to get the play in and out, and we have more time on the play clock. That's really it for me.
Is there any downside to doing it?
No, I think it's just sometimes when you call, when you have a wristband, you really got to study the plays, and so that when you're reading it, you're not trying to understand the play, and you're not trying to understand it in your head where guys are because you already can visualize it and see it. I think that's the biggest thing, and that's a mistake that I made early in my career too. I wouldn't spend nearly, as much time really like reading it and memorizing it as I should have. And I think, over these last few years, just really like, so that when I'm reading it on game day, it's already going through my head. Okay, like this is the wristband, this is what we're doing, and this is my read. Rather than like trying to visualize it as I'm saying it. I don't know if that makes sense, but.
Yeah. I've never actually seen one up close, but it looks from afar like it's like 4-point font. Does it ever get hard to read? Like does something ever get on it or like get scuffed up or anything, or it makes it hard to read?
Yeah, but again, that's to kind of the point I just made is like if you have it dialed in and you have it memorized, then if it is scuffed up or there's some sweat that drips on it, like it's not going to get in the way of reading the play call to the guys.
Vita Vea, what's the challenge she presented to your front?
I think that's a better question for the offensive line, but I can just tell you off the tape, he's very strong, he's explosive. For a guy his size, he moves incredibly well. So we always, whenever you go up against a guy like Vita Vea, you always got your hands full with him.
Mike McDonald talked about the weekend kind of being a good chance to take a break and kind of self-scout a little bit and stuff like that. From your standpoint, looking back on the first 4 games and having some time to look at that, just kind of what's your assessment of where you guys are offensively?
Yeah, no, it was good to get a break for sure. I think for us, like we just got to continue to put the work in every single day and continue to, as an offense, just look at ourselves and see what can we do better. I think I said it to you guys after the game, but if we do that and we focus on the little details of how can we get better, and whether that's targeting in the run game, whether that's pass protection, whether that's, me, getting off of my first read, kind of what I talked about before, and getting backside. Like there's so many little things that we can get better, and I can get better at. And so I think if everyone just kind of takes that approach, we'll just continue to grow as an offense.
We are going in the trenches with Ray Roberts next.
Hawks Live. Touchdown! Presented by the Dining District at the Bellevue Collection. Tonight from 7 to 9 p.m. Live from Bellevue Square Center Court. Come on by and join hosts Michael Bumpus and Paul Moyer and this week's guest, Seahawks tight end Elijah Arroyo.
This should be fun.
Hawks Live, tonight from 7 to 9 p.m. Exclusively on the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports, on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
What if you had the smartest Wi-Fi? If you did, it'd be Xfinity, of course, and it'd come with their best state-of-the-art equipment. It would boost speeds to the devices that needed them most, prioritizing your most important connections, whether you were streaming, gaming, or gaming while pretending to work. And it would let you stream 4. That's right, 4 games on one screen. It would even power your mobile connection so you could bring faster, secure Wi-Fi speeds with you where you use it most. It would be proactive and fix problems before you knew you had them. Impressive, right? And it would have security features that protect you from threats at home and online. Kinda like a force field for your life. If you had the smartest Wi-Fi, well, everything would work together seamlessly to keep you connected, no matter what. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply.
Luxury has arrived at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. It's Mike Salk here. You can book now for an unforgettable experience. Let's talk about Hawks Peak. It is the place to be for game days this football season. With over 66 TVs, indoor-outdoor concept, the deck is covered and it's heated as well. And the food, oh man, it was excellent. All with breathtaking views of the Cascades and the Snoqualmie Valley. Yep, you can go to snocasino.com. Seattle's closest is now Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel.
Now is your time to get into a new D.R. Horton home by taking advantage of its National Red Tag Sales event this Saturday, October 4th through October 19th. Stop by any of its participating communities and find select Red Tag homes at incredible pricing. So whether you're buying your first home or looking for an upgrade, you don't want to miss the Red Tag Sales event starting this Saturday. Discover the D.R. Horton difference at drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder and equal housing opportunity builder.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Contractors and heavy equipment operators, get ready for a big one. The James D. Murphy Company brings you the huge Marysville Heavy Equipment, Contractors Equipment, Trucks, and Vehicles online auction. And bidding is underway now. On the auction block, 10 excavators, including a 2021 Komatsu PC88MR and a 2018 Komatsu PC238, a 2017 Komatsu WA320-8 wheel loader, a 2003 John Deere 770 OCH motor grader, plus 4 backhoes, 3 reach lifts, and 4 boom lifts. There's 5 dump trucks, including a 2015 Peterbilt 367 Super Solo and 2 Western Star quad-axle roll-off trucks, and much more. Preview all equipment Tuesday, October 7th and Wednesday, October the 8th, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at our Marysville Yard, 3803 136th Street Northeast in Marysville. Get all details now at murphyauction.com. That's murphyauction.com.
With football season comes colder weather, so if you need new windows and doors, don't drop the ball. Steve Rabel here with Keith Dashafee from locally owned Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. So Keith, what's your next big play?
Well, Steve, right now get 40% off qualifying installs or no payments and no interest for 12 months on approved credit.
Schedule a free consultation with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Go to PellaPNW.com. That's PellaPNW.com.
Got neighbors? Big Trees can help. This is Nancy Penrose, owner of Big Trees in Snohomish. If you've been considering planting trees to add privacy, look no further than Big Trees. Privacy trees fill in empty spaces, help to define property lines, and add curb appeal. Learn more about Big Trees' big supply of privacy trees at bigtreesupply.com.
Beauty, privacy, instantly. Big Trees.
Tired of uneven heating, noisy systems, and high energy bills? The Quilt Ductless Heat Pump from Home Comfort Alliance gives you room-by-room control and serious savings with every system, and every system qualifies for max tax credits. Call the Comfort People at HomeComfortAlliance.com.
Too many breakup songs getting you down? Put a little bossa nova in the playlist. Sometimes a different way is the better way. like the SR 509 Expressway near SeaTac. Get a good-to-go pass to save $2 every time you use it, and on other toll roads in Washington.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. This is The Huddle.
The handoff inside. He's Germany. He's going to go. Touchdown, Seahawks.
Exclusively on Seattle Sports on 710. Seattle Sports on YouTube and the Seattle Sports app with hosts Michael Bumpus, Stacy Rost, and Dave Wyman.
You don't sound it. You go get it.
Time to go inside The Huddle.
History is happening at Ticketmaster Tailgate. Welcome back the top 50 players in Seahawks history as they walk the blue carpet. And don't miss a special performance by Seattle's own Sir Mix-a-Lot presented by AAA Washington starting at 11 a.m. Then at halftime, we'll be honoring the top 50 players in Seahawks history with a special on-field ceremony also presented by AAA Washington. Let's go in the trenches with Ray Roberts as we preview this big Week 5 matchup against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Ray, how's it going?
It's going all right, trying to get this workout in.
Ray, you forgot? You're like, oh, snaps, I got to be on.
Yeah, I was like in the middle of like some upright rows and my phone was ringing and I'm like, oh, man, I forgot. I got to get on the radio today.
Well, we're sorry to interrupt the workout, but we won't keep you long. Work never stops. Work never stops. Ray, I wanted to start with the Seahawks offense, specifically the run game. I heard this crazy stat from ESPN's Brady Henderson, who said the Seahawks have 33 rushing attempts with either no gain or a loss of yards, which is the most in the NFL. I wasn't quite sure what to do with it because they're trying to run the ball, they're putting their money where their mouth is, and sometimes runs just aren't going to work. But what have you made so far of the Seahawks run game?
Yeah, I think there's two things at play here, and we talked about this a little bit last week in the pregame show, and Paul Moore, you helped put a little water on my fire that was going on. But one of the reasons is with that outside zone, it's such a nuanced play to block for the offensive line, and so you have to try to get reach your player, but also keep vertical push on them so that they don't just slide across your face and be able to come off the block and make a tackle. And so I think that's where a lot of the negative to no gain plays are coming from. But then on the flip side of that, a lot of the play action passes are coming off of that motion, off of the fake of the outside, that wide zone and the toss play. On the 24-yard run that Sam had the other day, he faked the toss to the right and then rolled half roll to his left, and there was no one there, so he took off running. So the running game, or that part of the running game, even though the raw numbers don't look good from a rushing point of view and from the amount of negative and 0-yard gains, it is still having an impact on the offense because the defense is overloading to that side and taking away the angle advantage, but it gives the Seahawks an advantage going back the other way. So I'd love to see a breakdown of like some of their pin and pull plays, because those plays tend to be successful because when they shift the defense to take away the outside zone and you pull and go the opposite direction, now you have the numbers advantage and the angle advantage, and they've been able to make yardage that way.
Hey Ray, there's some breakdowns out there, and a lot of the ones that, you know, look, I'll watch him and I'll go, okay, well, the guy's not wrong, but I really don't like his tone, and I don't like his freaking attitude, and I don't like the fact that he doesn't know what the damn rules are. But yeah, I mean, you've seen a little bit of that, but you know, what have you seen? I'll take it. I'll listen to you, Ray. I don't like listening to people, jokers on the internet, but just, you know, what's going on? What's going on? You know, as far as some of the fits, and you know, where would you say they're at as a group right now?
Yeah, I think Dave, that they're really still trying to kind of figure out how to play with each other, especially with some of the combo blocks. Just getting the right fit, knowing when to come off the combo block to the second level. Knowing what the right angles to take. Now, there have been some plays where they have just totally blown plays and they haven't, they've left some guys unblocked. But some of that is due to how the defense is playing them. So you know, Dave, if I'm the guard and the tackle and we're trying to combo block the defensive end to the outside, to to the inside linebacker, but the inside linebacker is cheated to the outside, it's going to be really hard for the tackle to help the guard on that combo block because you have to get going. And so that's where I think in the chess match of this wide zone stuff, the defenses are kind of cheating to the side of where they think they're going to run the outside zone. So they're creating angles that's making it tough to get to. So sometimes it looks like there's no guys blocking anybody. And so I always revert back to the old Howard Mudd rule that he would say is that 2-on-1 is better than none on one. So if we take the defensive lineman and just drive him in the dirt and drive him back to the linebacker, then we're good. But if we have nobody blocking nobody, then we're going to have negative gains and no yardage gains.
You know what, Big Ray, when it comes to linemen, I feel like we focus on the negative too much, right? What aren't they doing? What are they doing well? What are you seeing that's good?
No, the thing I see that's good, Mike, is like their energy is different than last year. It seems like they are more bought into this system than what they were doing last year. You can just tell by the intensity at which they go about it. Even when they don't get it right, they're still going about it in a way that they believe and trust in what they're doing. And then I like the pass protection. The pass protection has been pretty good. There's been some breakdowns as it relates to like technique for a particular player, but overall the pass protection has been really well. I love, if you go back, and I think we'll cover this in your show tonight at the mall, but there's a pass where Darnold throws the touchdown pass to the tight end. The pocket is beautiful. Like there's nobody within like 2 or 3 feet of the quarterback, and that has happened more times this season than it did last season. So they're doing a really good job in the pass blocking, and then also just getting down the field. Like when a running back breaks the line of scrimmage or a receiver is down the field, this is the first year in forever that I've seen the guys getting down the field and pushing the pile. Yes, it used to be a penalty. Yes, it's kind of a jerk move to the defense, but they're letting you do it, so go do it. So a good example of it was Charles Cross picking up the running back and taking him into the end zone. Everyone else is doing it, so damn it, let's do it too. And so it was really good to see that the guys are down the field with that type of intensity, trying to get, pick up the first down, get extra yards, get a touchdown. To me, I have this term called finding work. And so when you're freed up and you don't have anybody to block, you can just stand there and be like, hey, I get this plus for this assignment. Or you can go find some work. So if you can get down the field and pick some people off the pile, if you're in pass protection, you turn and the offensive tackles are getting bull rushing you to guard, take a rib shot at the dude. Like find work. And so the guys are doing a really good job of doing that. And I would say that I don't know if that was a mentality of the whole offensive line, but I know Abe had a little bit of that in him, but Gray Zabel has a lot of that in him. And so he's always trying to find work. And I think that the other guys may be taking cues from that because he's always down the field. He's always trying to, hunt someone up to get a rib shot or whatever it is. So I like that part of it because that's part of playing. That's part of like sending a message. So when you're rushing the quarterback and you think that the guard is free, you might slow down a little bit because you're like, hey, man, this dude's about to come, get a shot on me, So it helps in the whole grand scheme of things.
That was In the Trenches with Ray Roberts. Ray, always fun, man. Thanks for joining us.
See you later, Ray.
Thanks, Ray.
Absolutely. Yes, sir. Let me get back to these upright rows.
Yeah, fine. Sorry to interrupt.
All right, I'll holler at y'all later.
Bye. I like that. Find work.
He'd be a good DB coach because that's a term you always hear of DBs.
I love the way Ray talks about football in general. I don't know. He's just got like a pat. You can still tell like within there is still an offensive lineman that's like, let me get after it. Let me get out there. That's why he's working out right now.
There's nothing like defensive about Ray. He's very offensive.
Yeah, exactly.
Like he wants to get
after
you.
All right. Well, Jackson Smith-Njigba is second in the league in receiving yards right now. A stellar start to the season for him, and we get to hear from him next.
Touchdown Seahawks! Celebrating 50 years of Seahawks football.
Number 54, Bobby Wagner, linebacker, one of the finest of his generation. He set just about every tackling record that can be set. He was the heart and soul of one of the best defenses to ever play in the National Football League.
The Seahawks go for a 4th straight win, hosting Tampa Bay Sunday before the 12s. Kickoff at 1:05, pregame at 10 a.m.
On the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Are your investment dollars working as hard as they should be? You've spent years building your future. Don't let outdated advice put it at risk. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. We're a veteran-owned firm proud to bring a new standard of financial care to the Seattle area. Our nationally recognized advisors are fiduciaries, ethically bound to put your interests first. That's the highest standard of care in the industry. As a privately held company, we answer to you, our valued clients, not shareholders. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a customized plan. From Bellevue to Tacoma, get advice you can count on. It's time to take a fresh look at your financial plan. Call Trajan Wealth, 206-466-3300. That's 206-466-3300. Trajan Wealth. Plan smarter, dream bigger.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
What if you had the smartest Wi-Fi? If you did, it'd be Xfinity, of course, and it'd come with their best state-of-the-art equipment. It would boost speeds to the devices that needed them most, prioritizing your most important connections, whether you were streaming, gaming, or gaming while pretending to work. And it would let you stream 4. That's right, 4 games on one screen. It would even power your mobile connection so you could bring faster, secure Wi-Fi speeds with you where you use it most. It would be proactive and fix problems before you knew you had them. Impressive, right? And it would have security features that protect you from threats at home and online. Kind of like a force field for your life. If you had the smartest Wi-Fi, well, everything would work together seamlessly to keep you connected, no matter what. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/deal for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
Where you hear Cal's quest for the MVP.
Goodbye, baseball, number 50 for Cal Raleigh.
Seattle Sports, the home of the Mariners.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Ryan Roland Smith here. For more than 35 years, the NBA Health Insurance Trust has been helping local builders, contractors, and their employees save money and gain peace of mind. They offer customized group health plans from the state's leading insurance providers. Small and mid-sized businesses deserve big healthcare access. The NBA Health Trust brings you the coverage you want at a price you can trust. Find out more at mbahealthtrust.com. That's mbahealthtrust.com.
Hey man, gaining weight? Low energy? Lost drive? It could be your testosterone. Revive Men's Health Washington helps men get their edge back. Meet Tyler, Revive Men's Health Director of Operations.
When men start treatment, it's not just their labs that change. You see it in their posture, their energy, and how they walk into the room. That's why I do what I do.
Call 206-529-1111 now to book your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation. That's 206-529-1111. Or schedule anytime at ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Back to the Huddle, only on the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Seahawks are 3-1, getting ready to host the Bucs this Sunday at Lumen Field. Jackson Smith and Jigba talking to reporters from the Virginia Mason Athletic Center right now. Let's take a listen.
It's your third straight week going against an OSU receiver. What's going on? You still take LSU over OSU for receiving?
Nah. I wouldn't say I take it. No, I don't. But it is always good to play former Buckeye, and been having some good luck with that. So hopefully we continue, to win against those guys.
You just got Offensive Rookie of the Year over there in Tampa Bay. What have you seen from that rookie from OSU?
Man, he's been balling out. Definitely happy for him. He's a sharp route runner. He's going to catch the ball. A solid player. Something we're going to have to focus on. Hopefully he doesn't have too good of a Sunday, but super proud of him. He's a brother of mine. So like I said, it's great to see him balling out.
Did you ever run into him around here when he
was? I didn't. He had his draft party here. Got to see him get drafted out here. So that was cool. I know he has a lot of friends and family and a lot of love out here in Seattle. So I'm sure it'd be a cool moment for him to come back.
Did you get more of a clarification at all on that holding penalty? On what happened on that
No, I didn't. I just got to be better on my end, I guess.
When you look at a matchup, I know that you're looking at film, right, and what's happening in front of you. How much do you dive into the numbers, if at all, to know statistically what a defense is trending towards?
We do a great job. They put it up on a board for us statistically, like what coverages they're in. If that's what you're asking, their base coverages and the percentages, they like to do on first and second and third down. So statistically, that's the only thing I really look at.
So when you look at this Bucs defense and you look at rushing yards allowed, which is not very many, one of the best in the league, you don't look at those numbers to think, oh, maybe the focus goes again towards throwing the ball a little more this week.
Yeah, for me, myself, not really. I don't think, I don't really think like that. I just, I have a ton of respect for these guys, though. These guys, like you said, run to the ball, and the rushing yards per game you don't really see. And but I think they have a solid secondary and a great defense, and I think it will be a great challenge this Sunday.
You're establishing yourself as one of the best receivers in the game. You're not the tallest, you're not the fastest, you're not the strongest. What's something maybe people don't understand that it takes to be a good receiver that just doesn't show up on those types of things?
I guess some willpower, just getting the job done, plain and simple, executing, building relationships, working, and executing, like I said.
What was your mindset like in the first half of that game? I don't think you had a target until, late in the third quarter, or at some point in the third quarter. Are you going to Sam before that and saying, hey, give me the ball, I'm open? Like, what's your mindset like?
No, I know it will find me when it finds me, and I just got to focus on doing my job, and that is running routes and catching footballs, and that's what I love to do. And, as long as we're winning, we're putting points up, we're creating solid drives, I'm happy with that. Because, at the end of the day, winning's all that matters.
What cleats did you have on, and what did you switch to?
I had a couple cleats on, honestly. I had some Dion's, I had some my regular shoes, but put the Untouchables on. Those were the ones right there.
Say it again?
The Untouchables, yep.
So you had two different ones on in the first half, and then changed to those in the second?
Yeah, I did.
Did you feel any different?
Yeah, the last pair felt the best.
So everyone focuses on your receiving, but you're also willing to dig out a safety in the run game. Is that something that you've always done, or something that you've picked up more here?
No, that's something I've always done. Looking back, in my career, all the way to high school, is something that, I take pride in, and, want to spring open Zach and K9 and whoever has the ball, just do my extra part because I know those guys will do it for me. So, I think that's kind of the bond we created. So anything I can do in the run game, I'm going to do it.
When you catch a back shoulder throw like you did on the final drive there, is that the idea Is the play designed that way, or is that sort of based on the look you get and how the cornerback plays you?
I'd say, yeah, it's based on the look, just playing ball, honestly. A million things, can happen, but it's just about, executing, at the end of the day. And Sam did that, put the ball in a great spot, and I was able to make a play,
You've talked in the past about the different veteran receivers you've been lucky to play with since you got in the NFL. You've been with Cooper Kupp now for a little bit. What's the thing or two you've learned from him in the time he's been here?
Just his preparation. I love when he says, process over results. That's something that sticks with me. It's about the process, being dedicated to the process and not dedicated, not attached to the result. You know what I'm saying? That can go up and down. So, but being dedicated and trusting the process is something that he kind of, something I felt like was in me, but he put it in words, and I thought it just clicked, and, that's something, I would take from him.
Jackson, with the start to the season that you're off to, do you expect defenses to start approaching you differently, start trying to shade more your direction, try to do things to get you out of your game more than you've seen up to this point?
I'm sure. That is a possibility. And but like I always said, we got threats all over the field. Toy Horton coming alive, Cooper Kupp, obviously K9 backfield, O-line. So, this is a group effort. And, if they shade my way, bring somebody else open, and that's good for us.
Did you ever have to do at Ohio State? Did that ever happen to you, where you kind of win the games?
Say it again.
At Ohio State, did that happen, where you noticed defenses kind of putting more touch at you ever?
I mean, we had so many guys on the field. It was, I think it was, kind of hard at that time. But yeah, I don't know. When you have a lot of guys on the field that can, create plays, which I feel like, like I said, the Seattle offense does as well. I mean, it's kind of hard to key on just one guy.
You guys have been the best, most efficient two tight end offense in the NFL so far. What is it about that grouping that's working so well for you guys right now?
With the two tight end set, yeah, just being able to run the ball, physical presence. I think the tight ends do a great job, man. I don't think they get enough credit. Being able to be in a run game and also run great routes and catch the ball, be available. So them being versatile like that just opens up the offense so much. And they're a big part of this offense, and we're lucky to have AJ and Arroyo and all those guys.
Specifically with AJ, what stands out to him about as a pass catcher with AJ?
Yeah, AJ. He got big hands. He's a big target. He knows how to attack the ball. Just very athletic. Big athlete, big target, like I said. So a for sure catcher, and yeah, that's what I said.
In the offseason, when you told Mike McDonald that you wanted to come back and be the best, what part of you became better that had nothing to do with your speed, your hands, or your route running?
Yeah, I know ending the season like I did and collecting all that information, having that confidence, building that throughout the season, and just knowing that letting time play its course, and this is what I dream and love. So I just knew that, like I said, just playing the course, I'm gonna come back better.
What was it? I think you said it was like your junior year. You're like, I'm about to go to the league in high school. I mean, what was it about that junior year that you felt?
1,800 yards, about 25 touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's time.
Like, were you unsure about it before that?
Unsure. I mean, anything can happen, and which it still could have, but I think I felt stamped at that time, I guess.
Coming up at 1:45, we're going to talk about where the Seahawks are ahead of a big Week 5 game against the Bucs. Before we get there, though, let's learn more about this week's opponent going across enemy lines. To talk to Rick Stroud about the Bucs next.
The Guardians take Game 2 of the best-of-3 wildcard series over the Tigers.
And Naylor serves one in the air, deep to right field, 3-run homer!
Today, it's a do-or-die Game 3 between the Tigers and Guardians. Awaiting the winner,
Here comes Cal Raleigh. Everybody on their feet.
Game 1 of the American League Division Series, Saturday at T-Mobile Park.
Let's go!
On the home of your AL West champion Mariners, Seattle Sports. Hear every game live on the Seattle Sports app.
For over 113 years, Pacific Lamp and Supply Company has been your #1 lighting specialist in Washington, from the Space Needle in Seattle all the way to the Riverwalk in Spokane. With the largest lighting inventory in Washington, Pacific Lamp's knowledgeable and experienced staff can assist with any lighting issue, including intricate lighting and control designs. Plus, they work with all utilities in Washington to get you the best available lighting rebates. Pacific Lamp and Supply Company, Washington's lighting experts since 1912. Visit pacificlamp.com.
Start having fun. Caesar Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit muckleshootcasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot. Contractors and heavy equipment operators, get ready for a big one. The James D. Murphy Company brings you the huge Marysville Heavy Equipment, Contractors Equipment, Trucks, and Vehicles online auction. And bidding is underway now. On the auction block, 10 excavators, including a 2021 Komatsu PC88MR and a 2018 Komatsu PC238, a 2017 Komatsu WA320-8 wheel loader, a 2003 John Deere 770 OCH motor grader, plus 4 backhoes, 3 reach lifts, and 4 boom lifts. There's 5 dump trucks, including a 2015 Peterbilt 367 Super Solo and 2 Western Star quad-axle roll-off trucks, and much more. Preview all equipment Tuesday, October 7th and Wednesday, October the 8th, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at our Marysville yard, 3803 136th Street Northeast in Marysville. Get all details now at murphyauction.com. That's murphyauction.com.
Home of your American League West Division champion Mariners, Seattle Sports.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time. The next time you're out to dinner with friends, you can order the shrimp cocktail for the table. And maybe you'll realize it only comes with 4 shrimp after you've already given away 3, but that one shrimp will be so good. And if you switch and save hundreds, you could get shrimp all the time. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time. For shrimp. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Let's go!
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
With great deals coming this Prime Big Deal Days, October 7th and 8th, greatness is a deal away. So if you love baking, you can get a deal on a new mixer, transforming you into the Lord of the Loaves.
Hear ye, hear ye! Make way for the baddin of brioche, the sultan of sourdough, the Lord of the Loaves, Prime Member Dave!
Yeah, hi?
Get up to 40% off with Prime Big Deal Days, October 7th and 8th.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Back to the huddle, only on the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Stepping across enemy lines here for a look at this Week 5 opponent, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Very good NFC team coming to town here in Seattle. Joining us now, he's a Bucs and NFL beat writer for the Tampa Bay Times. It's Rick Stroud. Rick, how's it going?
I'm doing well, guys. How are you?
Good. Happy to have you. And while this is a boring question, I hate starting with an injury report. It feels relevant for both teams heading into this one. Tell us what we need to know about the Bucks potentially being without some key starters, but also seeing a few key guys return here in Week 5.
Yeah, I think the one that's most ominous for them is Bucky Irving. He had a boot on. He's got a shoulder and a foot injury. There's probably going to be news on that if there isn't out there already. I just don't know that he's going to practice tomorrow. If he doesn't, he won't be playing. So they'll have to go with Rashad White and Sean Tucker, John Williams. They've got good running backs, but Bucky obviously is a big weapon. Mike Evans is out again this week as well. They did get some guys back at practice today that had been would not have practiced. I mean, look, they didn't have enough guys to practice yesterday on a Wednesday, which is a heavy work day, as you know. They had to go indoors. Even Skip Peete, God bless him, had an issue. The running backs coach, he had to go to the hospital. He's dehydrated, and we're hoping he comes back soon. So it's just been that kind of year for them, really. But, last week they got Tristan Wirfs back. Chris Godwin will be back for his second game. So there are some positives, but many negatives, too.
Hey, Rick, I'm looking at one, and I brought him up like 3 times already on this show. Levante David, just one of my favorite linebackers of all time, and it doesn't look like he's slowing down. Got a sack and a half, but this is a pretty good defense against the run, and, you've got some big horses up front. Just, how good are they against the runner? Have they faced lesser opponents? Doesn't look like it to me, but, tell us about the run defense.
Well, it's unusual, but the Eagles aren't running the ball very well this year with Saquon Barkley. I think the Bucs did a great job against him, and especially in the second half, really against the Eagles altogether. And it really starts up front. Look, Vita Vea, there's not many guys like him. I don't know if you guys have watched him very much. About 355 pounds or so. Incredibly athletic. Just played at UW, obviously. But, he's just playing at the highest level I've seen him. He's actually, worked out pretty hard a couple summers with Ndamukong Suh, and just a game wrecker up front. No one's been running the ball very well inside. They added some athleticism with Hassan Reddick as well. And Levante David has just been kind of the ageless one out there in the middle of the field, and he continues to do his thing. I think getting Antoine Winfield Jr. back at an all-pro level. He was nicked up all last year, really couldn't be himself. Tyke Smith moved back to safety. If he can play, that would be a big addition for him again this week, too. So they've got some injuries at the corner position. They're going to have to play some young guys there. But overall, this defense has been surprisingly good and stout against the run in particular. So it'll be a great matchup because we know that Seattle obviously wants to run the football.
You guys have a local young man on your squad, Emeka. Has having a great start to the season. What do you think is the best part of his game, and how has he been doing down there?
Well, right now, I think the guy's a rookie of the year, and I'm not just saying that because he plays in Tampa. I just, from the minute he got here, it felt and he acted as if he had been a 5-year pro. And there's a lot of expectations when you come as a first-round pick, but this guy is surprised even some of the veteran receivers in that room. I mean, I've had several of them tell me, you can't believe the question that Emeka asked in the meeting today, stuff that we hadn't even thought of, And he's very cerebral, obviously. He's a great talent with tremendous hands and his ability to run routes and just learn the offense, right? Like he's able to play really 4 different receiver positions, and he's had to step up because Mike Evans is out, and he scores a 7-yard touchdown last week. So he's been as advertised and then some, and I think this guy's going to make many, many Pro Bowls, and, if he can continue on this path and have some good health. But just really it's been a savior for him a little bit with the injuries they've had with both Evans and Jalen McMillan.
Hey, from afar, it's been, I think, kind of enjoyable just as an NFL consumer to watch Baker Mayfield's story. It's not a Cinderella story, #1 overall pick, but he seems to have really found something special there with Tampa Bay and they and him. But tell us a bit about his ability to command this offense and what you see from him through 4 weeks so far.
Yeah, well, we've kind of seen it going on 3 years now, and Baker's story, which is remarkably similar to Sam Darnold's. Those two guys came out in 2018. I think Todd Bowles was with the Jets. He would have loved to have drafted Baker. He went to Cleveland. He ended up with Sam just for a year before he was fired. But, Baker, the first thing they told him is, just be yourself again. I think, when he got here, he had been with 4 teams in about 18 months. Liam Cohen was his second coordinator. He's had 3 coordinators in 3 years here. There's some continuity of the system, at least, with Josh Grizzard. But he's reimagined himself. I mean, he still has that chip on his shoulder. He's a hell of a smart quarterback. I don't think he gets credit for that. But really, he's a guy that people will follow. It's not easy following Tom Brady into this building after what Tom accomplished, but Baker, immediately, ingratiated himself with his offensive linemen, with his players, the style of play, the way he gets after it. Guys love following him into battle, and he'll do anything to win. And I think that he's found a home here in Tampa. The fans love him. He's obviously, you got to win. He's done that. And I think his best football might still be ahead of him if you can just get some of these pieces back. And he's playing hurt too. He's got an a bicep injury, a bit of a knee injury. But he's going to show up every Sunday and give you everything he's got. He's been a hell of a lot of fun to deal with too, from a media standpoint. And he's grown up and he's matured. And I think, again, those two guys sitting in Carolina in that quarterback room, you can just imagine what those conversations were like. And they've remained close friends, and it's going to be a great battle on Sunday.
Yeah, Rick, why do you think that is? I mean, I think Baker Mayfield's such a great story, but same thing kind of happened to Jared Goff, right? And you mentioned Sam Darnold, just these guys, and this year it's Danny Dimes. That he's just all of a sudden his career is just resurgent. And it used to be, I know in my day of playing, it was like if a guy, wasn't going to make it, he wasn't going to make it. It's not like you wait 5 or 6 or 7 years and then, it clicks for him. Is it just because there's so many different kinds of teachers out there, or different offenses, do you think? Or, just what do you credit this resurgence of all these quarterbacks all of a sudden, coming into their own?
I just think, we live in a microwave society. I mean, we used to, the NFL would draft a young player and maybe not throw him into the fire. I mean, if you're drafted number 1 overall or in the top 5 or wherever these guys go with the pedigree that they have, they go to the worst football team in the NFL. And quarterback, you're really the most dependent player on the team. I know that people look at him as the savior, but if guys don't block, you don't have a chance to throw. If you can't run the football, you're not balanced. If they can't have guys that can get open and catch, I mean, they're relying on everybody else. And also, I don't think necessarily, when you go to bad organizations, they change the coach, change the quarterback. Most teams get into that spiral, and there's no continuity. And continuity is what wins in this league. And so, we're constantly churning through these guys. And I think, if they're lucky enough to still have the physical ability, after about 4 or 5 years, they've got everything they need upstairs. The game has slowed down for them, as opposed to, getting these guys out of college that have never called a play in a huddle, never called a snap count at the line of scrimmage. They're clapping their hands. I mean, the game's so different. We're drafting athletes that play quarterback instead of quarterbacks that understand the game. So there's a lot there to unpack, but I just think that patience is not something that the NFL is known for right now. And the guys that can survive it and still have the physical ability after 4 or 5 years are going to be great assets like you're seeing now.
Great answer.
Well, it's going to be...
That's exactly what I wanted to hear. Thanks, Rick.
It's going to be a good one this Sunday. Really physical game, 2 great defenses. And speaking of this quarterback conversation, 2 fun quarterbacks who coincidentally are friends, which is pretty cool. He is Rick Stroud. Rick, thanks so much for your time.
Can't wait to get to your beautiful city. We'll see you guys soon.
Oh, we look forward to it. Thank you. All right. Well, we are going to turn our attention to the Seahawks here and focus on some questions we have about this team, some predictions we have for this game coming up with John Boyle next.
Touchdown Seahawks!
Celebrating 50 years of Seahawks football.
Number 54, Bobby Wagner, linebacker, one of the finest of his generation. He set just about every tackling record that can be set. He was the heart and soul of one of the best defenses to ever play in the National Football League.
The Seahawks go for a 4th straight win, hosting Tampa Bay Sunday before the 12s. Kickoff at 1:05, pregame at 10 a.m.
On the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Well, I'm here with my good buddy, Dr. Dan Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine. And you've heard from Dr. Dan's patients over the years how a simple stem cell procedure has successfully conquered their pain. Well, folks, now it's my turn. After years of dealing with knee pain from all the football abuse, I can say my knee pain now is almost 100% gone. How'd you do it, Dr. Dan?
Well, Brock, personally, I'm very happy that you did so well. And your story is like so many of our other patients who come in, former athletes and non-athletes as well, who have come in with chronic knee pain, and they are looking for alternatives besides knee replacement surgery. And we're happy to provide this service. It's been truly a game changer for so many folks. It's just been a pleasure to be part of this.
Consider Dr. Nelson, the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques, including stem cell therapy. I was in and out with a couple of follow-ups. It's a non-surgical solution to pain using your own stem cells. Consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD at 425-823-4000 or visit danielnelsonmd.com. That's danielnelsonmd.com.
Hey, it's Tim Hunter, former Seattle radio goofball here with 2 words that aren't funny. Prostate cancer. Get your annual checkup. Keep an eye on that PSA number. And if you hear those 2 words like I did, talk to the folks at Swedish Cyberknife. 5 treatments, minimally invasive and technologically advanced over the other options. If you were a friend, and I consider you one, I'd highly recommend Swedish Cyberknife. We are so lucky to have them right here in town. Do your research, but definitely visit swedish.org/cyberknife prostate.
Dave Wyman here, and we've been fortunate to hear from 2 Swedish Cyberknife patients this year, Andy Ryder and Tim Hunter. Both heard about Cyberknife from our radio ads and completed successful treatment, raving about their experiences. Tim was impressed that treatment only took 5 days. Andy hosted a large international delegation the week after his treatment. If you, a friend, or a family member is diagnosed with prostate cancer, consider treatment with Swedish Cyberknife here in Seattle. Go to swedish.org/cyberknife prostate.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code POWER to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's carsforkids.org.
For over 113 years, Pacific Lamp and Supply Company has been your #1 lighting specialist in Washington, from the Space Needle in Seattle all the way to the Riverwalk in Spokane. With the largest lighting inventory in Washington, Pacific Lamp's knowledgeable and experienced staff can assist with any lighting issue, including intricate lighting and control designs. Plus, they work with all utilities in Washington to get you the best available lighting rebates. Pacific Lamp and Supply Company, Washington's lighting experts since 1912. Visit pacificlamp.com.
Back to the huddle, only on the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
John Boyle joining us right now. We just went across enemy lines to talk to Rick Stroud and learn more about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, a tough physical team coming to town with a really, really good defense. John, are you expecting a low-scoring affair here in Seattle?
I mean, I always hate to make those predictions, but yeah, I mean, you look at these two defenses on paper, and both teams are really hard to run on. And look at some of the injuries they have on offense. We don't know who's available yet for Tampa, but they're pretty banged up. So, yeah, it seems that way. But like I think I've said in the past, when you think, hey, low-scoring game, that's when it turns into a shootout.
Hey, what was the major emphasis this week in practice? Looked like, watching the game, I mean, offensive line, always a work in progress, right? The run game. But, as far as after the Arizona game and some of the things that you heard Mike talk about, what seemed to be urgent to him.
Yeah, talking to Mike, they use that little break like everyone does when you get some time off to kind of assess where you're at. And, any coach is going to tell you they can get better everywhere, but the most obvious one is the run game. They're coming off their best rushing performance of the season, 155 yards. I think they averaged 4.4 carry, which also was the best of the year. But it's been kind of the lack of consistency. I mean, we've seen some big runs, big runs and big moments, and then too many negative runs. So I think that's probably, if you look at where this team can take the next step to being what they want to be, it's, you're not going to break a big run every time, but just turn that -1, -2 into a 2-yard gain. Get rid of those negative plays that are putting you behind.
They're intercepting the football. They're sacking the quarterback. What do you think this defense needs to improve on?
Man, I mean, I guess maybe closing out games. It's hard to play that level defense a whole game, and especially when a team gets desperate playing from behind and they go quick, all those things. But yeah, I mean, you look at, they've given up. Part of this is a result of playing from the lead, but I think they've given up more points in the fourth quarter than the other 3 quarters combined. So it's, just being able to finish teams off a little better. But it's hard. I mean, when you're number 2 in scoring defense, and you mentioned, they're among the leaders in sacks, interceptions, they're giving up less than 4 yards of carry on the ground. It's hard to find too much to nitpick there.
Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield both played together in Carolina, remain friends to this day. Hilarious quote from Baker Mayfield earlier this week, asked, hey, do you have any memories from Carolina? Nope.
Someone said from the good old days in Carolina. Said, the what days?
The what now? They also both have, and Dave pointed this out with Rick when he joined us, similar stories in terms of high draft picks who,
Same
had to fall from grace. Yeah, exactly. And Sam's been getting a ton of praise this year so far with Seattle. Not putting up gaudy numbers, but if you're actually watching the snaps and watching the games, he's just been, I think, really, really good. What's impressed you most about his start to the season? Only a month in.
Yeah, I mean, it's what you wanted when you got him, but you don't necessarily know if it's going to come to fruition like you saw this year. It's that combination of big playability. They've been really explosive on offense while also being smart. He gets the ball out quick. He's not getting hit a lot. He's not getting sacked a lot. Arizona did get 3 sacks, but before that, they'd been really good protection-wise. He did have the couple interceptions in Pittsburgh, but minus those couple of throws, he's been so good and just really doing everything at a high level. It's been impressive, and it is cool. I mean, both these quarterbacks, to see kind of the road they've gone. We saw it before with Geno Smith here. It's like, just because a guy doesn't always succeed in what's maybe not a great situation early in their career doesn't mean they can't write a cool story down the road if they kind of stick with it.
Hey, we had Drake Thomas in here, and kind of interesting. I don't know what it says about Tyrese Knight's play or whatever, but it just seems like you're seeing him in there more consistently. What did Mike say about that?
Yeah, it's, he'll say with any of those, it's a competitive situation, and Drake Thomas has been playing really well and kind of earning those spots. I'll be curious to see how it plays out. Was what we saw in Arizona where Drake Thomas started for the first time and played more, was that more matchup specific? Did they like certain things he does because they're different styles of linebacker, or is that him slowly taking over that role? We'll have to see what transpires this week and beyond. But yeah, I mean, they've been switching off some. they'll use Drake Thomas sometimes in more passing situations. He's a little bit of a smaller, more athletic guy, but I mean, I think they like a lot of what both those guys do, and I'll be curious to see if one guy takes over that role full time or if they're comfortable switching them back and forth.
Does it feel like the tight ends are starting to blossom in this offense a little bit?
It did in Arizona for sure. I mean, especially Jack's got going late, but for the first half of that game, probably the most productive part of their passing game was those two tight ends. It's good to see Arroyo get a couple of big plays. He looks like he's going to be a really explosive player. Could have had his first touchdown if not for that PI in the zone. Sam made a great throw there, but I really like what both those guys bring. AJ Barner, he's not. He doesn't necessarily seem like the most athletic, dynamic downfield threat, but he just keeps scoring touchdowns. I mean, he's a fun player.
Touchdowns are good, John.
Yeah, I know.
You want those?
I know.
What's the A stand for?
Oh shoot, I do, but I forget.
For who?
AJ Barner.
Albert.
There we go.
You sure about that?
Really?
I'm positive.
No, she's right.
Okay.
That's right.
It's Albert, I swear.
Okay.
Yeah, Michael, Sean, and I just looked it up. But I don't know what the J stands for.
Next
And
time
then
he comes in,
Brady
I'll
pointed
call
out there's
him
no
Birdie
period,
or
so it might
something
be,
like that.
yeah,
Birdie.
just say, hey, Bert. And then see, you know what, yell it down the hallway when we leave and see if he kind of turns. Just Albert.
Or don't.
Okay, maybe don't. Don't. Never, just don't. Okay, never
go
mind. I
don't.
guess we don't like having fun here. That's fine.
I'm going to leave him alone.
Okay, I got one last question, and then we'll play a game here. We kind of related to what Bump was asking about all the weapons that they have. God, I've been listening to so many national podcasts and shows that I love listening to about this team, and it sure feels like people have done not a 180 when it comes to the Seahawks, but I don't know how many people, if any, were picking the Seahawks to win the NFC West. We are only 4 weeks into the season, so I say this with that context, but I think this team is surprising quite a few people. What's something you think maybe people outside of Seattle had wrong about this team? And again, with the knowledge that we're a month into the season, but maybe just what's something you remember hearing that people were pretty critical of that you think, I don't know, so far so good here?
I mean, it's less than maybe one thing or one guy. It's just sort of what they did overall offensively. I think people were kind of sleeping on how good Sam Darnold really is, and maybe we're just writing that off to a one-year thing or a Kevin O'Connell thing or whatever. But he's legitimately playing really good. And I'd kind of throw Jackson Smith and Jigba into that as I think too many people looked at DK leaving as you don't have a number one receiver anymore.
Yeah.
Whereas no, you do, and it's a different guy, but he's looking like legitimately one of the best receivers in the NFL through 4 weeks.
All right, here we go. So JSN, facts. That's what Albert said. JSN has a 40% target share, 40% of Sam Darnold's targets. That is first in the NFL. His red zone target share is 25%. That's not bad by any means. That's still really good, but it's not like the 50% target share that Hunter Henry is getting for the Patriots. So the point that I wanted to make here is the Seahawks do tend to either run the ball or kind of spread it around once they get inside the 20. So your task here, the three of you will go in order. John, Wyman, Bump. Tell me who you think is going to get the Seahawks' first touchdown of the day, not named JSN. We're taking him out of the equation. You have to tell me why.
Cooper Kupp's getting his first touchdown of the year.
Let's go.
Oh, there we go.
He's a guy that I think I get a lot of questions from fans. We do mailbags and stuff. It's like, oh, is he? Are they disappointed in his production? It's like he's doing so much behind the scenes that I think makes this offense so good. And I think this is a good chance to reward him.
Wyman.
They're going to run the barnyard except on the 1 yard line.
Like he asked for.
Yeah, that's what he asked for.
The Barner sneak.
Bump.
Well, we're calling it barnyard.
Barnyard.
Oh, I didn't know how to name it.
He liked that one.
The barnyard. Okay, I like it.
Our listeners came up with it. He liked it, okay. But, yeah, I would like to see that. And then maybe a little variation off of that, like the Eagles did
like a fake.
the other day. A little fake.
All right, Bump, who you got?
They're going to show split zone. Sauber's going to be on
here
the
we
left
go.
side.
Here we
He's
go.
going to fake like he's blocking the end, release into the
Play
flats,
caller over
and
here.
my guy Sauber's going to get
Can
the
he fall
touchdown.
down? I love when the tight end falls down. Zach Miller was
Whatever it
good at that.
takes.
You fake,
Yes,
you fake
exactly.
block and you go to the
Yeah.
ground, so they kind of ignore you, and then you get up.
You're checked off.
I'm going to say it's
No
a Darnold
question.
carry on a scramble.
Designed or
No.
no? Just okay.
Well, I had to think about it
Just
because I
running
did
for
like
his
that.
life.
No, that design run in week 1 I really
Yeah.
did like, and I thought, I didn't think they'd pull that this early. But now I'm going to say no. I'm going to say it's a scramble running for his life right into the end zone.
Hey, John, thanks for joining us, man.
no problem.
History is happening at Ticketmaster Tailgate. Welcome back the top 50 players in Seahawks history as they walk the blue carpet, and don't miss a special performance by Seattle's own Sir Mix-a-Lot presented by AAA Washington starting at 11 a.m. And then at halftime, we will be honoring the top 50 players in Seahawks history with a special on-field ceremony presented by AAA Washington. Thank you, John Boyle, for joining us. Seahawks Buccaneers is Sunday. Kickoff at 1:05 p.m. at Lumen Field. Bump on pre and post. Wyman on the call. This has been The Huddle.
You've been listening to The Huddle, exclusively on Seattle Sports on 710, Seattle Sports on YouTube, and the Seattle Sports app. Seattle Sports, the home of the Seahawks. The Guardians take Game 2 of the best-of-3 wildcard series over the Tigers.
And Naylor serves one in the air, deep to right field, 3-run homer!
Today, it's a do-or-die Game 3 between the Tigers and Guardians. Awaiting the winner?
Here comes Cal Raleigh. Everybody on their feet.
Game 1 of the American League Division Series, Saturday at T-Mobile Park.
Let's go!
On the home of your AL West champion Mariners, Seattle Sports. Hear every game live on the Seattle Sports app.
Open enrollment for Medicare is coming up. Are you ready? Herb Weisbaum, the consumer man here. Get organized early with a Medicare Jumpstart Toolkit from the Insurance Commissioner's Sheba program. Order your free copy today at insurance.wa.gov.
If you plan to use the carpool lanes along SR 167, you'll soon need a flex pass set to HOV mode to ride free. That's a change. Having Good to Go always costs less than pay by mail. That is not a change. Learn more at goodtogo167.com.
Ryan Roland Smith here. For more than 35 years, the NBA Health Insurance Trust has been helping local builders, contractors, and their employees save money and gain peace of mind. They offer customized group health plans from the state's leading insurance providers. Small and mid-sized businesses deserve big healthcare access. The NBA Health Trust brings you the coverage you want at a price you can trust. Find out more at mbahealthtrust.com. That's mbahealthtrust.com.
Tired of unwanted clutter taking over your space? Well, say goodbye to it all with Happy Hauler, Seattle's eco-friendly junk removal service. Tune into Cairo Radio 97.3 FM or Seattle Red for Home Matters featuring Happy Hauler this Saturday at 2 p.m. Discover how Happy Hauler can help you declutter and reclaim your home, all while donating as much as possible to those in need. So make yourself, your family, and your community happy. Go to happyhauler.com. Hauling with a heart.
Contractors and heavy equipment operators, get ready for a big one. The James D. Murphy Company brings you the huge Marysville Heavy Equipment, Contractors Equipment, Trucks, and Vehicles online auction. And bidding is underway now. On the auction block, 10 excavators, including a 2021 Komatsu PC88MR and a 2018 Komatsu PC238, a 2017 Komatsu WA320-8 wheel loader, a 2003 John Deere 770 OCH motor grader, plus 4 backhoes, 3 reach lifts, and 4 boom lifts. There's 5 dump trucks, including a 2015 Peterbilt 367 Super Solo and 2 Western Star quad-axle roll-off trucks, and much more. Preview all equipment Tuesday, October 7th and Wednesday, October the 8th, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at our Marysville Yard, 3803 136th Street Northeast in Marysville. Get all details now at murphyauction.com. That's murphyauction.com.
At 65 years old, Brian has a rather demanding hobby.
My biggest passion is snow skiing, and I ski between 70 and 80 days per year. And I ski instruct at a private resort in Montana.
Needless to say, that can be a bit tough on the joints.
When this knee started to bother me, I thought, I'm doomed.
That's when Brian decided to see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine for stem cell therapy.
If I did yard work or skied a few days in a row, I was fighting swelling and pain and no sleep and all sorts of problems, and that has absolutely gone away.
So are you back on the slopes?
I mean, I had a 14-day stretch with clients where I skied every day and I had no problem. It was fine. It was just like, I felt like new.
So I'm guessing you would recommend this to others.
Oh, I already have. I've told everyone that'll listen.
Whether it's a shoulder, hip, or knee, before you choose surgery, consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. Schedule your consultation at drmarkwagnermd.com.
It's really, truly a miracle.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/deal for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
Bonneville, Seattle, and Seattle Sports are looking for organizations that regularly distribute information about employment opportunities to job applicants or have job applicants to refer. If your organization would like to receive notifications of job vacancies, please notify Human Resources at 1820 Eastlake Avenue East, Seattle, Washington 98102, or email us at seattlealljobs@bonneville.com or call 206-726-6902. Bonneville is an equal opportunity employer.
Fall rains can expose hidden roof problems, and once water gets in, the damage only gets worse. Is your roof ready for the season? Hi, Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. At State Roofing and Exteriors, we repair and replace roofs with a quality you've trusted for decades. And yes, we also provide siding, windows, decks, and gutters to keep your entire home protected. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today to schedule a free estimate. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
Well, the playoffs roll on, and right now the two teams battling to face the Seattle Mariners are in the seventh inning, top of the seventh in Cleveland. Right now, the Tigers with a 2-1 lead in that game. The series is tied at 1 apiece, so this is the deciding game to have the chance to face off against the Seattle Mariners here on Saturday. Meanwhile, two other Game 3s coming up today. The Cubs will play host to the San Diego Padres. That one just about to get underway. Yankees hosting the Red Sox as they took Game 2 last night to even that series at 1 game apiece. Meanwhile, in the world of the NFL, Lamar Jackson did not practice for a second straight day. Their concerns about his injury continue to grow. In addition to Jackson, Pro Bowl safety Kyle Hamilton did not practice today after injuring his groin the day before. So Jackson and Hamilton are the Ravens' two highest paid players by average salary per year, and both questionable going into this week's matchup.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
This hour is brought to you by Legacy Group Capital's Northwest Fund.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Wyman and Bob.
On Seattle Sports.
Streaming live on the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Dave Wyman and Bob Stelton.
Welcome, everybody. It's Wyman and Bob. This is Seattle Sports on 710, seattlesports.com. I'm coming to you live from T-Mobile Park. Dave Wyman is over there at the Virginia Mason Athletic Center. We've got you covered on the Seahawks. We've got you covered on the Mariners, who will go through their second scrimmage game coming up later on this afternoon. So, big show coming your way. We're going to get you up to speed on the opponent for your Seattle Seahawks with Greg Auman. He's the Bucs NFL reporter for Fox Sports. Brady Henderson will join us at 3 p.m. to talk some Seahawks. We'll try to catch up with a Mariner player today. Tyler Kepner, senior Major League Baseball writer for The Athletic, will join us at 4 p.m. And then Brady Russell of your Seattle Seahawks sometime in the 5 o'clock hour. You guys can text in throughout the show at 866-979-3776. Dave, just out here, the roof is open. The sun is